It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
After the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with PTSD and became homeless for 15 years. Like a hermit living on the street, I just existed. I came to Wheeler Mission. Wheeler operates on a culture of kindness. Going through their programs reminded me that my meaning in life is to serve God. God set me free from anxiety and depression. Before Wheeler, I just existed, but today I live.
Sprinkles if you got them. Jack's Donuts, final location near you, now.
Hey conductor, how about something new? You played this last year. Come on, get your head out of your sacks. We're trying to hear. Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid's solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo!
You saying I did?
And good morning, everyone. Welcome to Morristown, Indiana for the Hoosier Shooting Academy 2022 Boys Basketball Holiday Classic. One game in the books. Our next game up, it's the Warriors of Covenant Christian at 6-1, taking on the Indians of Milan. They come in at 2-3. Today's game brought to you in part by IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences. Begin your journey today. Also by the Morales Group. Building better futures, one story at a time. Bertner Electric, serving greater Indianapolis and the surrounding counties. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation, we do it all. And by Reynolds Farm Equipment, serving our customers and the community since 1955. It's the holidays, and that means a lot of holiday tournament basketball going on, including here at Morristown. One game already played, Cascade. They have advanced in the winner's bracket. They beat Morristown just moments ago, 56-30. We have a bevy of games today and another bevy of games tomorrow. Keith Myers, Troy Darengowski, great to have you with us. You know that there was a time where the holiday tournaments kind of went away, and now they're coming back, and they're very, very strong. It seems like just about everybody is involved in one of these tournaments.
Third year here at Morristown, and you talk to the athletic directors and everybody around the community. The Copper Kettle, which is right down the street, which is famous fried chicken, says this is the best tournament there is around. I agree, because I love the fried chicken.
Yeah.
But you're right. Back in the day where I was coaching and you were coaching, you had to scrape in because there was only the Hall of Fame Classic, maybe the Wabash Valley Tournament, and a couple others. But you look at Johnny Harrell's website today, he's got 116 games on his schedule, just on the boys' side.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun, and coaches take a lot of pride in playing these tournaments. Talked to Scott Flatt earlier this morning, and he says, this is where we want to be. It's our class. It's in our class. There's good teams in here. Cascade plays in their sectional, so they may be able to see Cascade didn't even play them, So it's a lot of fun. You look at Morristown, a tough loss this morning, but, they have not been healthy all year long, and that's the key of this tournament. Are you healthy? That's the first question I ask both of these coaches. Are you healthy? Is all your team here? Milan, for the first time, all their players are here.
Yeah.
Covenant Christian is healthy, so that's a good thing, because if you're not healthy and you play in a tournament, it could be going downhill quick.
The other thing about a game or a tournament like this where it goes 2 days, it gives you that tournament atmosphere feeling for a lot of players who have not played in the postseason to know what it's like to play in the sectional, the regional, and the semi-state.
Especially now with the new format with the semi-state, you have to play 2 games to win the semi-state. That's what this is all designed about. It's getting you ready maybe to that next level. Talk to the officials as well today, and they're taking this game in as a semi-state game. Let the kids play a little bit more physical. Let the play develop.
Yeah.
And so we may not, you're not going to see a lot of, so to speak, cheap fouls today. If you're going to foul somebody, you're going to foul them pretty good.
Yeah. Well, by the way, I understand from some of the other tournaments, I've talked to people that they're also evaluating some of the officials, too, knowing that tournament's right around the corner.
We have a friend who works for us, Don Nestor, and I'm sure he's watching tonight, and I'm sure he's got his pen working with his big you saw that big screen TV in the hospitality room. Don's 85-foot-inch TV's probably got it lit. He says, thank God we don't have a talent cam on us tonight, because he sure wouldn't want to see our ugly mugs.
85 foot, I tell you what, he must have sit way at the other end.
Honey, just move the couch. But bring me my popcorn. By the way, popcorn. Walked in. Did you not smell that delicious popcorn?
Did, yeah.
Game 3. I'm heading home, but I'm going to get some popcorn before I go home.
Well, the funny thing is, when I walked in and I said, "Where's all the popcorn?" They said you were already there.
Son, no, not
yet.
I did get my order in though.
Well, this second game will be interesting. We are very familiar with the Warriors, and they're off to a great start. They're 6-1. They're shooting well. They're defending well. They're deep in their bench. They've got guys that can come in and really make a difference off that bench. They're going to be a tough one to stop in this tournament.
The 2 teams I look at in this tournament, Covenant's one of those. Chittard's the second team we have second tonight. We're very familiar with. Watch Milan on tape, though. They can shoot the ball really well, and they got a big that can play inside that is really good at the key and can go from 15 feet in. He's going to be tough to beat. Can they get the ball to him? That would be the key tonight if you're Milan. Can you get – because, Scotty Flatt, been around a long time. He knows how to guard those post players. And so he had one himself with Andrew Smith at 6'9".
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. First-year coach at Milan High School, one of the things he told us yesterday was he's very happy with the balance and the kids understanding his style of basketball. For a first-year coach and only 5 games in, for them to understand what he wants to accomplish, that's huge, Troy.
Well, you mentioned size, too, and I know they have the one kid for Milan. We'll talk about them in depth as we go. But on the other side, Covenant Christian, I think, across the board, has a lot of size. That's going to be tough for Milan to match up.
Yeah, I think one thing that Flack can do is once he subs in, his 6'7" man, they don't lose any size. In fact, they gain some size and they gain some speed. All in all, by foot, Covenant, I think, is not as fast as they have been.
Yeah.
They're still pretty good. Milan, can they get up and down the floor? Could be interesting. The cool thing I love about this, Milan High School and the history of Milan High School and them on IndianaSRN, it's huge. And we have people waiting to get online tonight, and I think a lot of that is just because of the history of Milan High School.
We'll come back, talk about this second game of the day, Covenant and Milan, coming up in a moment. This is high school basketball on IndianaSRN.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid getting involved in those things. And I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Back here at the Hive in Morristown, it'll be Covenant Christian and Milan. We're moments away from the beginning of this one. Let's talk about Milan a little more in depth in this one. You look at their record, they're 2-3, only 5 games into the season, as you said a little bit ago, maybe not totally healthy until maybe today, and that's going to be a big key. But you look at their one win that I thought that was really good, an East Central team down in St. Leon. They beat them 55-44. Now, I know that they're a little bit young, speaking of East Central, but anytime you beat them, that's a really good win.
One of the things is they beat them, they still had football legs.
Yeah.
That team's going to be really, really good. We know them very, very well. What is impressing with me is this first-year coach for Matt, he's got 6 seniors. Those 6 seniors could really spoil the apple cart.
Yeah.
They bought into his system. So when you buy in this system, Matt was at South Putnam last year. In fact, we remember doing a couple of South Putnam and North Putnam games, and he was on the bench there. He really likes this system. He's new to the community as well. The historic factor. I mean, I talk about that all the time, but one of the things that you said was, I noticed we don't have a Bobby Plum. There's a couple of Bobby Plum wannabes in that roster, and that's going to be a lot of fun.
By the way, in that East Central game, they defended so well in that second and third quarter. They outscored the Trojans 31-14 in those 2 quarters, so they'll get down to defend.
And the third quarter was the best quarter for East Central. When it came down to crunch time, they already had the game under control, probably at the 7-minute mark. There was a factor of how big are we going to win this game, or are we going to go forward? And that's the key tonight. If both of these teams get off to a quick start, which is the key of both of these teams, it'd be interesting how they'll end.
Yeah.
You got to play 2 games today.
Yeah.
How much gas do you still have in the tank on game number 2?
The bottom line is we saw that in the first game where Cascade got that big lead and their starters
they
were
coasted,
out.
didn't they?
They made sure they were going to rest for their second game because they have to play later today at 5 o'clock. Following this game, it'll be Bishop Chatard and South Ripley, and then at 2:30 it'll be New Washington and South Dearborn. Morristown plays again at 4 o'clock. They'll play the loser of this game. And then you have the winner of game 1, which was Cascade, playing the winner of this game. That'll be at 5 o'clock. And then at 7:30, you have the game 3. Yeah, at 5:30 and 6:30. Yeah, they play in 2 different gyms.
Yes.
Yeah. You have the old gym at 5:30,
Okay.
loser of game 1 against loser of game 4.
Gotcha.
And then at 6:30 in this gym, with the winner of game 3 and the winner of game 4.
Program note, we will cover this game and the next game. Then we'll cover the 5 and 6:30 game. You're a treat tonight because Tony Donahue is going to be manning the microphones later on today. I know, hold your breath. It could be very interesting. You're in a treat. And then tomorrow, 1, 3, 5, and 7. You have the 5 and 7 o'clock game tomorrow night. And then we have other basketball games tomorrow, too. We're everywhere tomorrow.
Wow, no kidding. I noticed you're not coming back.
Well, after I eat all the popcorn, they'll probably want me to come back.
Covenant Christian, as we mentioned, coming in at 6-1 on the season. Tony Flatt leads the team in scoring at 13.3 points per game. Wyatt Walsh is at 11, but they got other guys that'll come in and score. They average at about 55 points per game. And the one thing about it, as a team, they shoot 48%, so they really know how to shoot it.
I've never had a team that could shoot 8%, let alone 48%. So that could be very, very interesting. Again, keys for both of these teams, quick start, rebound the ball well, 50-50 balls, and then find the big guys. Because I think the key of both of these teams is they want to pound it inside. For Covenant Christian, they got 2 or 3 guys that can go inside.
Yeah.
For Milan, you got to get your big guy, got to get it over his head, and then he does not have to put the ball on the floor. He should just go up and shoot and see what happens. And we're looking forward to this. The neat thing I like about this game, we got the A team here.
Isn't that right?
Jake's on camera. How about Skinny? Skinny's back. Sticks is back for camera number 2. And the world-famous Chuck is here.
Let's go downstairs for the starting lineup for today's matchup.
Warriors and the Milan Indians. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Covenant Christian Warriors senior guard number 2, Tony Flatt. A junior guard number 14, Jameson Laughlin. Senior guard number 11, Wyatt Walsh. Senior forward number 22, Andrew Crane. A junior forward number 35, Sam Ware. Coach for the Warriors, Scott Platt. And now the starting lineup for the Milan Indians. A senior guard number 5, Ben Riley. A senior guard number 10, Cohen Rainier. A freshman guard number 11, Micah Norman. A senior forward number 4, Brandon Roaring. And a freshman forward number 20, Gabe Riley. Coach for the Indians, Mac Pickerwell. Referees for today's game.
So there are the starters for both ball clubs here today. Ready to get this one underway, game 2.
Our officials tonight, Stephen Cox, Damon Houston, and Ken Washman. Talked to Kenny today, 33 years in the business, and he says, Coach, I really think I'm going to give it up. I said, you can't give it up. You got to wait till you're 40. He goes, I'm 51. I said, well, we got to wait till you're 60. Kenny's the far official on the far side of the court, outstanding official. All these are tournament officials, so you know this game is going to be called well.
Yeah, by the way, they worked the first game, so they're warmed up and ready to go.
Oh, yeah, I remember working these tournaments. You work 8 or 9 games.
What a paycheck you would get.
$37.50 a game. I don't think so, Troy, but let's go.
$37.50.
Milan playing man-to-man.
All right, Covenant Christian basketball, second game of this tournament. And there's a turnover right away for the Warriors. Talked about that defense a couple of moments ago for Milan. Again, they're not really big across the board, and they play a little 5-out offense. Here's a fadeaway jumper missed as Braden Rohrig unable to get it to go, the 6'4 senior. Covenant, another team that will play a lot of 5-out, 4-1. Here's a shot by Flatt, missed it from the right wing, and they're one and done.
Both teams getting their legs. I think both teams just check and see what the rim's like. The first time they've been in this gym for a year.
That's going to be a turnover. Unforced error there for the Indians, their first turnover of the night.
I can't go a whole entire minute without saying, Andrew Crane, I love the haircut. Thank you for taking the Keith Myers look.
It's impressive.
It is. He carries that off better than I do.
Coveted basketball. Here's a 3 straight away. That one is missed as Walsh can't get it. Offensive rebound put back good. White Walsh stayed right with it.
How about I'm going to shoot a 3 and then I'm going to follow my shot.
One thing that the Warriors will do, they will crash the boards. We've seen them numerous times, and once they get that offense flowing, they can be really difficult to stop. Cut in the lane. That is Rainier, basket good.
Nice. Face the basket, then turned right around. Good basket.
So we're tied at 2. Tony Flatt putting together a solid year, over 13 points, 4.4 rebounds, 6 assists per game. That's the second time he has posted up down in that low block. He almost turned it over once again.
You got to shoot that ball. That you rotated the ball. You had a shot there. I think that's the shot that you would be very comfortable with.
Flat.
Look at the inside just collapsing.
Yeah, he had a triple team. Here's a 3 from the left wing. No good by Walsh.
Got to stop the ball.
Indians quickly back the other way in the half court. 3 from the left side. No, as Micah Norman unable to get it to go. There is Tony Flatt. There's the triple team again. Boy, they really don't want him to have the ball.
Behind the back. Nice look by Walsh.
4 points now for Walsh. Here's a 3 on the way. That one's off the mark as Norman misses his second in a row. Tony Flatt back the other way. They'll keep the basketball. Nice look underneath. And a reverse layup good by Walsh. He didn't catch it clean the first time.
How about the Wyatt Walsh show?
Yeah. Averages 11. He already has 6. Lead at 4 as the Indians back in the half court.
What I like about Milan, they didn't panic. They just run in their offense. Oh, inside.
Shot's going to be blocked. Able to get it back, and the putback is good by Rainier.
Well, he's got all 4 for them, and Walsh has all 6 for Covenant Christian.
Nice crossover by Flatt. Left hand good.
That is where Tony's really, really good, and he's vastly improved. You can tell he's the quarterback, got the weight on him.
You know, and last year, a lot of times, there's another turnover. That's number 2 now on Milan. You know, last year you watched him play. Sometimes he got out of control. I think he's a little bit more.
Little bit.
Yeah, on the floor more than he used to be. That shot's no good, but an offensive foul on the Warriors. They'll get Andrew Crane for his first. Second turnover now for Covenant. One thing about these tournament games, too, is that you work these through very quickly, and your halftime's relatively short, and you got to get back out and be ready to play, and your adjustments have to be made very quick at halftime.
Got a halftime guest tonight. The athletic director from Morristown is going to be joining us.
Nice. No-look pass. Able to get it back is Ryle.
That is dead man zone right there.
Here's a shot in the corner. The 3 no good. As Real unable to get that one to go. Still a 4-point lead.
They had Crane right open, and they just did not go look at him.
There's another turnover by Andrew Crane. That's their third.
And that's almost like an unforced turnover, Troy.
Here's a 3 at the top, and that'll be good. That is Rainier again. He has 7. Back to a 1-point lead. Laughlin on the drive. Basket good.
Nice job, Jamison.
Averages just over 5 per game.
Oh, weak side.
Work it down low once again. Getting position underneath is Gabrielli. Back the other way on the fast break, and layup good. That's Laughlin again.
You notice that he made contact with the big fella, and the big fella just backed up, which is exactly what you need to do. Here's Tony Flatts behind the back. This is what Troy does early in the morning, folks.
Yep.
I noticed you didn't make the horse game to this morning. It started at 7:30. I noticed you wasn't here.
Yeah. Well, my time is tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
When the championship round starts.
I got you. Okay.
Well, I play all that, extra stuff.
Well, let me tell you, I beat Jake bad.
Like a drum.
Oh.
Huh? Here's a fadeaway shot. That's going to be short by Rohrig. Warriors want to hustle down the floor, and here's Laughlin, a jumper, no good. Lead will stay at 5. By the way, in the ball game, Holden Accra, number 13. Jump stop in the lane by Rohrig. Ball loose. Turnover number 3.
Oh, look at the out. Nice.
Head up, eyes up. 6 points now for Laughlin, and we've got a 30-second timeout. And want to remind you that today's game brought to you in part by Industrial Sales Associates. They've been an electromechanical component manufacturer representative for Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Michigan, and Eastern Tennessee for years. Good luck to all the teams during this sports season. If you need more information, give them a call at 317-546-1900. Take a look at the replay. The block shot. And then the putback.
Not afraid to get into the big fellas, are they? Hey, when we got here yesterday, Chuck and I got here yesterday to do some production work, and we looked at the size of that M, and the first thing I told him was, look, they're honoring the Myers family. And then he says, so you're a yellow jacket? And I said, nah, I guess not.
I'm glad you didn't finish the rest of that Jack thing. I was where that was going.
I didn't know either.
Lead at 7. Following the timeout. Jumper in the lane. Can't get the roll. Here come the Warriors once again. White Walsh wasting no time getting that ball into the half court here for Covenant. Laughlin 6 points. White Walsh with 6 leading the way for Covenant. Entry pass Walsh.
Oh, you got to pound it inside there.
Walsh steps out. Good ball movement again around the perimeter left side to Ware. Laughlin again. Well, if I'm chasing defensively, I'm getting a little tired, and then you miss the layup as Ware can't get it to go.
if you're at home, that is a frustrating foul there. You got to just give them the opportunity to go down and make the play.
Into the ball game now will be Alex Wenger. So still a 7-point lead. Wenger, by the way, 6'2 senior. Been a while since Milan has put some points on the board here in this opening period. Both teams have got a little zone now, too. Thought about the step back three. Rainier, by the way, with all 7 points. Here's a nice shot inside, another miss as Wenger can't get it to go. The putback, yes. Wenger stayed with it. Lead at 5. Flat draws the double team, and we've got a reaching foul against Wenger. So we'll see into the lineup now. Austin Humbert for Covenant. 28.8 on the clock. Let's see if Covenant will play for the final shot here in the opening quarter. They were very patient with the basketball. Their last possession did not get the look they wanted.
Watch inside. I think they're going to go right to the cup here.
There's Flat. Gets the high screen in the corner. They changed the play that Coach called for. The shot was missed by Walsh, and that will do it. After one, 14-9, Covenant on top.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Today's game brought to you in part by Pat Cherry Insurance Agency. We suggest you contact his team for all your insurance needs. Family, car, business, at home. An insurance company to serve you. Contact them today at 317-894-7000.
Talked to Pat during the holiday. He wishes everybody a very Merry Christmas, like all of our sponsors right here on IndianaSRN.
By the way, 2 turnovers for Milan, 3 turnovers for Covenant in that opening quarter. Lead stays at 5. Indians basketball. Nice cut to the basket, and the layup good by Accra. His first 2. Warriors lead now down to 3. Warriors again work it outside to Laughlin. Well, sometimes against a man-to-man, you're a little more patient. Then you get a zone. You saw the Warriors have to face a zone a little bit ago. So Milan really changing up their defense.
Yep, New Washington just entering the gymnasium, giving me fist bumps.
Flat will go to the line.
I love tournaments.
You running for mayor of New Washington anytime soon? Or
you know, you never know. I can't run I can't run in Indianapolis, so I might as well run somewhere, right?
Got to be somewhere you're anonymous. Free throw good.
Wow. Flat on his 3rd point of the night. Are you going to be like this all day? Because if you are, I just want to know.
Well, excuse me. I was thinking that maybe your record, they might catch up with you there in Indy. So 2nd free throw is good. I've had to work with people like that before.
Yeah, okay, let's move on.
16-11. 2 free throws good by
Flat. Water on the floor.
And a traveling call against Rainier. That'll be their 3rd turnover.
How about the floor, though? Isn't it pretty sharp?
Yeah, I like it.
And if you're watching this from home, and it is a beautiful, beautiful gymnasium. Holds about, I think they said 2,100 people.
Yeah, I like the beehive.
Yep.
A lot of imagination on the floor. So now Covenant trying to build on a 5-point lead. Humbert stays in the ball game. That is Wyatt Walsh, and once again, Tony Flatt.
Oh!
Isaac Weiniger in the ball game. 4th turnover now. So Milan not going away just yet. They've had that lead at 7, speaking of Covenant. But the Indians keep coming back. That's a wild shot there by Micah Norman. Warriors again.
Warriors are always looking to get up-tempo and catch people off their heels.
Well, you don't see as much running as you used to, and that'll be a travel. That's 5 turnovers now for the Warriors. You don't see teams run as much anymore, do you? I mean,
no, not as much as we did, maybe 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
The game is different, too. I mean, you used to bound it inside.
Yeah.
You don't do that anymore. You got 6'9" guys playing guard.
Yeah, look at this. You got 5 out.
Yep.
And so much of that's why you never see a 3-second call anymore. We talked about that when we were down in Evansville.
You mean there's a 3-second call?
Not anymore. Shot from 3, no good. Rebound, Walsh. Quick outlet pass to Weiniger's in the lineup. Weiniger got caught deep. The kick out. Walsh for 3, no.
Boy, that was right on.
We looked at that with the games we did down in Evansville. There was 1 3-second call the whole time we called games and watched games.
Of the 8 games you had.
That was it. Turnover number 4 now by Milan. And the missed shot by Flatt put back good. Wyatt Walsh.
He's having a nice game. He's got 8 unofficially. Yeah, the game has changed a lot, and it will change again in about 3 years when they put the shot clock in.
I know. Very soon. I got some other changes we'll be making too.
Yeah, I know the one.
Milan nearly turns it over once again. The entry pass knocked away as in the lineup Paxton Bacon there for Covenant.
The length of Covenant really is bothering Milan.
Nice entry and just got too far underneath the basket. Ryle can't get the shot to go. There's a Ben Ryle and a Gabe Ryle. By the way, Gabe is a 6'2 freshman. Humbert, nice up and under, and missed it again.
Got to use the backboard.
And we've got a timeout called. It'll be a full timeout. Milan trails it by 7.
For the Warriors, number 13, Isaac Nehemiah.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Back once again here at Morristown. Let's take another look at that putback earlier in the ballgame.
Get off my back is what that call is.
Yeah, that's getting that's strong upper body when you get that ball up there and you're still going to the floor.
Okay, Troy, you coach this game as I have. You call 2 timeouts. You got 3 timeouts left. If you get in trouble here, do you use that third, or do you save it?
Well, I hope my players can save me a timeout, play through it. There's another turnover. That's number 5. And another missed shot by Flatt, but the putback good by Crane. I'd hate to get to the end of the game, Coach, not have any left.
Yep.
Especially if it ends up being close. But that's the gamble you take as a head coach.
Covenant Christian now gone back to man-to-man chaser, though. Look at that. That's
causing
great
all
defense.
kinds of problems. Diving on the floor is Crane. Also on the floor there for Milan is Micah Norman, and the possession arrow in favor of the Warriors.
And our one official has just blown out his shoe. The sole, he had to tighten it up. Watch the sole underneath official. I think his shoe might be blown out.
He must really be running. 9-point lead. Here's a three on the way. Good is Niemeyer in the ball game. A 3.9 points per game average, and he's just about got it with one shot. Lead at 12, and the shot good at the other end. That'll be Rohrig getting his first two. Flat cut off on the drive. Wide open in the corner is Walsh off the side of the backboard. The tip by Crane to keep it alive. That's Flat. Fadeaway shot on the baseline.
Wow.
Good.
And that guy is like 3, 4 inches taller than he is. That's a nice play.
Lead at 12. In kind of a methodical way to get that lead up, but forcing 6 turnovers has helped. The Indians wide open. Here is Rohrig. No. Battle for the rebound, and they'll come away with it. That'll be Gabe Riley, and the putback good. His first two.
This Milan team has not given up, folks. I'm telling you what.
Down by 10. Good ball movement. Wide open Niemeyer. Shot the air ball.
Somebody opened up the door.
Yeah. Coming into the lineup will be Sam Ware.
I had a player that would shoot like that. He would probably be sitting by me right now.
You wouldn't give him a break just
No,
one time?
no.
Man. I heard you were hard-nosed, but man.
I would. Okay, move on. Oh.
By the way, Holden Acra back in the ball game now for Milan. Lead at 10. Still here as we are close to the end of period number 2. And a shot blocked, but they'll get Ware on the foul. It's only the second foul they've committed, I believe. Note number 3.
Foul was on number 35, Sam Ware. His first foul.
So here is Rohrig at the line for the first time. Free throw missed, and into the lineup will be Alex Wenger. Wenger will play with 2 fouls as Gabe Riley will come out of the ball game. Second free throw missed.
Got to hit the freebies.
Tony Flat, the kick out. Walsh for 3, no. They've been short on a couple of shots here recently. You could hear Coach Flat telling his team to get up the floor. He wanted to get some running going. There's a block shot from behind by Walsh.
Oh, got away with a double dribble.
By the way, I do see the official shoe. You're right. He's blown a tire there.
Yeah, definitely he's blown a tire.
Do you have a backup pair with you?
Oh, you bet.
Yeah.
I used to carry 2 extra shirts, 3 extra pair of pants, and 2 shoes, and a bunch of socks.
Wow. Nice entry, left hand. Nice touch there by Crane.
Crane's 4th point. It's the haircut. I'm telling you, it's the Myers haircut.
You know, I only have 1 pair of shoes. I just don't run hard enough to matter.
I hear you don't run much.
Got that right. Lead at 12.
I'll call for 45 feet.
Turnaround jumper good by Ben Riley. Riley has his first 2. Here's a shot from the left side, and that's no good by Ware.
They have not made one, have they?
It's been a while. They have not made one, in fact, until Niemeyer made his. That'll be Norman with his first 2. I was looking down to see where that 3 was. It is Niemeyer. Hit the only 3 so far tonight for Covenant. Here's a 3 back the other way. No good by Crane.
They're going to
turnover.
Keep Milan in the game here.
7 turnovers. Flat will drive. Basket good, and he'll go to the line. They will get Braden Rohrig. That'll be his first.
Foul, the team's fourth entry in.
Well, you like what Tony Flatt just did there. You've missed about 2 or 3 threes in a row. Sometimes your offense feels like it's bogged down. Get to the basket.
Yeah, get to the basket. Halftime guest coming up your way. Athletic director from Morristown. Going to talk a little bit about the Hall of Fame.
There you go. Got a foul in the backcourt. That'll go against Isaac Weiniger, his first.
That's a frustration as a coach. You want to play defense, don't reach. Now, both teams, 4 team fouls, which tells you how outstanding the officiating's been, balanced. Another forced turnover by Maryland.
6 turnovers here in the second quarter.
That could hurt you.
And they're going to bring Wyatt Walsh back in. That gives them some instant offense once again, averaging 11 per game.
Well, do you go for one here at 22.5?
Yeah. Well, unless I get that play.
I got you.
Where we'll go to the line. I say that, and you know as well as anybody that some coaches set that inbounds play to score. Some set it just to get into the half-court set.
Yep.
And you can get an open shot like that, I'll take it.
Here's the block.
That was nice. That was Walsh. By the way, that last foul was called on Wenger. That is his third. So they gambled with him.
What I like is you're putting pressure right here. Make them take as much of this 21.5 off.
Yeah.
Bounce to 4.
When you really force them into a game they probably are not comfortable with playing, and there's another turnover. That's number 7 in the quarter, 9 in the first half. Down the floor, bucket good by Weiniger. And they have really opened it up with this pressure. 1 second remaining, and they will not get a shot off here at halftime. Covenant Christian, a dominant second quarter. They lead it at the half. 34-19. You have to be very impressed with the way the Warriors played.
Very impressed indeed. And if you're Covenant Christian, this is exactly how you wanted to start this tournament.
Yeah, they ended up outscoring them, 20-10 in that quarter. So that was huge.
Halftime guests coming your way.
Yep, we'll take a timeout at halftime in a moment right here on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At halftime here at Morristown, the score 34-19. Joining us now is the wonderful athletic director, Colin McCall, and the vice assistant principal as well. Got many, many hats. Great tournament, and what a great first 2 games so far.
Yeah, we've got 8 teams in here that we're really happy to have. We think it's going to be 2 great days of basketball. You're seeing a pretty good one here, pretty good Covenant Christian team, and Milan's hanging in there. So we're really excited to have all these teams here this year.
Talk about these teams. You got teams from South Dearborn, New Washington. How's the tournament developed to bring all these schools, pretty close to the Indianapolis metro area?
Well, I think that you as a coach, you want sometimes in these holiday tournaments to play some teams that you don't usually see during the year. So I think that, having some teams down south like New Washington and, South Dearborn, South Ripley, and then bringing some closer teams with, Cascade and Covenant Christian and Chittard. I just think it's a really good mix. And, you got a lot of teams getting ready to get in their conference schedules, and I think so it's really nice just to see some other styles of play and just to see some other teams.
you coached this game for a long, long time, so you see the advantage of playing tough competition during a Christmas break. It's almost like a semi-state because you have to play 2 games today, and then you have to play another one tomorrow. It may be tough on the Lakes tomorrow, but a lot of fun. Let's talk, fast forward to your Hall of Fame game coming up against North Decatur. We have it right here on IndianaSRN. Talk about the Hall of Fame and the team players you're inducting.
So we just announced our 2023 Hall of Fame inductees, and we're really fortunate because the best research we've done shows that we are the only school in the state of Indiana that has 3 2,000-point scores. And they just happen to all be going in that night, along with our all-time leading scorer for our girls. So Brady Atkins, who's a 1992 graduate, and then we've got a few brothers going in. Dylan Lane Cable, who's a 2012 graduate, and Hayden Lane Cable, who's a 2018 graduate, and also a member of the state championship team, are all going in along with Michaela Cockendall, who is our all-time leading scorer for our girls basketball program. Coach, 2,000 points. I scored 2 in my career, so I'm a little short. Well, I wasn't much ahead of you. It's going to be a great night. Brady Atkins, who held our all-time leading score mark for a while until the Lane Cables came along in the 2000s. He's flying all the way in from Los Angeles, where he calls home now, and we're just really excited about it. We think it's going to be a great night of basketball and just a great time to honor all the great players that have gone through Morristown. And for us at IndianaSRN to be able to do that game, we're excited. And you can, if you're listening from home or abroad or somewhere outside the state, you can tune in and check our website out. That's got to help you with national coverage as well. You got to be kind of excited about the coverage that you're getting not only for this tournament everywhere. Yeah. So obviously, we've been known for basketball. We've got a nice state championship banner up there, and in the recent history, and anytime you do that, and then you have all these great players that have gone through. We're a small school, but we've got a lot of tradition, and we're really excited to highlight that. Let's talk a little bit about the atmosphere and the people have helped you. You look down the hallway, you have so many people helping you with concessions and hosts. How many people does it take to run a tournament like this? And it just doesn't happen today. We've been talking almost a month and a half, 2 months ago. Yeah, I mean, we have such a great community and a great school. So we've got so many people that, without me even having to ask, that will come forward and, ask what they can do. And our teaching staff here at school, we have our junior class sponsor out there, giving up her Christmas break to try to raise money. And so, I mean, we've just got such a great community and great people that work at our school. It's really easy to find people that want to volunteer their time to make something like this run. So how was Christmas? Christmas was great. It went too fast, but I think everybody got their white Christmas. I was just glad it wasn't today that we were getting snow and we had to deal with the weather. So I'm glad we've got great weather for everybody to come out and watch. I was looking at the forecast last week, and my wife and I, she goes, it could be like negative 15 degrees. I said, oh, no, look forward. And also we see 43 and 45. Yeah. And I said, you got it in for the weatherman really must love you. Yeah. So compared to what we had, we're kind of in tropical weather right now, which is a good thing. There's those championship banners and those county champions. You own a couple of those. Yeah, we were part of, Coach McClelland did an unbelievable job here. These are hard, county championships, conference championships, you kind of look at our conference. You think since 2000, Hauser's won a state championship, Waldron's won a state championship, Morristown's won a state championship. So you think about that just in the year 2000, that a small conference like that, we're pretty fortunate to have some banners up there. The other one that you don't talk about is South Decatur had a great year during the COVID year. They did. Could have very easily won a state championship. They had a fantastic team. Beat us in overtime that year. Yep. But yeah, what a great group they had that year. I remember that game very specifically. Yeah, I wish I didn't, but it was a great. They had a great team. You'll be back tomorrow to promote Hall of Fame as well. Check out our website. We'll be covering it from top to bottom. Coach, always a pleasure. We'll see you again, and man, it is fun to be here. We're glad you're here. Yeah, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. We'll take this 2-minute timeout. When we come back, Troy will be joining us. It's
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Welcome back to Morristown High School, 34-19 halftime. Feel like treating someone special for a delicious meal? Well, invite Troy and I as well. From Aspen Creek Grill, the next time you're getting ready for dinner, buy some gift cards to share with your best friends, Troy and Keith. Aspen Creek Grill has great food. Be sure you ask for the powwow shrimp. Aspen Creek Grill, located in Noblesville, Indiana.
Yeah, I noticed that at the company Christmas party the other day, you guys didn't hand out those bonuses you promised. But
you didn't get your Aspen Creek Grill coupon?
I got nothing.
Did you show up?
I did.
What time did you get there?
Early.
I mean, how early? I mean, it started at 3 a.m.
I was there before you were.
Was I?
Oh,
No.
man.
Okay. Sorry. 34-19. I'll let you be Milan's head coach. What do you say?
Well, first off, I have to keep my composure here because unless I'm missing something, Scott Flatt saw something in that second quarter. He said, we're going to come after you now. And he did. And you forced 7 turnovers by the Indians. I think he'll do the same thing in this third quarter because I believe, like we talked about earlier, you want to have some legs for later. And so you're going to get this done, get it over with, get your guys out, sit down, and let the guys that come off the bench do the rest of the work and then think about your next game.
So if you're Covenant, what you're telling your kids, you need to play hard for the next 8 minutes this quarter, and then you're going to rest and see what we go from there.
And
correct?
Quit shooting the three. It's not there right now.
Not there. Yeah, that's right.
And do what Tony Flatt did. I'm going to take it to the basket. If I get a mid-range jumper, I'll take that. But unless that thing is falling consistently, I don't think there's any reason why you really need to.
I like that. I like that a lot.
That's why I won so many games as a head coach.
How many games did you win?
Not many. Less than you. I got to tell you, they never invited me to the Hall of Fame. So
okay, well,
that shows you where my record was.
I just wish I could get into Hall of Fame.
They don't. Yeah, I was so bad they wouldn't let me go visit.
I get to go to dinner there, but that's about it.
Well, you're a step ahead of me.
By the way, if you're on Christmas break, go to Newcastle and go to the Hall of Fame. It's best.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun again this year. Milan have the basketball to begin the quarter, and an early miss, and they got to start hitting those shots as Gabe really couldn't get it to go. On the drive baseline, Laughlin, no. Laughlin gets the offensive rebound, though. Down the lane, left hand, yes, this time, and Crane has 6. 9 points by Tony Flatt, Wyatt Walsh with 8, and now 6 by Crane. Talked about their balanced scoring, and there's your trap up front. Good. I'll tell you what, you love that rotation.
How about that help defense? Don't foul.
Really having a hard time just getting a look right there as Rorik misses.
Smallest guy on the floor got the rebound.
Drive inside, basket good. There's Ware again. He has 4. So now Milan in a really deep hole, and there's their first turnover of this third quarter. Nice pass, layup good, basket, and that'll put Laughlin at the line. Give another assist to Flatt.
They have run the floor very, very well. I have
really.
Laughlin for 8. Is that what you have Laughlin for?
I have Laughlin for 8.
Yep. Look at this. Get out and go.
Well, I'll tell you what, and that's the respect Tony Flatt has because they thought he was going to shoot the thing. The miss and the rebound knocked out of bounds by Ware. Those two players came up. They were going to stop Tony Flatt. And I think we got a full timeout, and we do, as Milan wants to talk about it. They're down 40-19.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back here at Morristown for the Hoosier Shooting Academy Holiday Classic. We got our first review of the day, which was good.
That's our second.
Oh, it's second.
Yeah. The other one asked if I could turn down your microphone, but I said no.
Is that a request or a review? There's another turnover. 2-on-2 back the other way. Flat thought about the shot, gives it up, and the layup is good. Shots are now starting to fall right around the basket here for Covenant. Earlier in the first half, they weren't.
Walsh, 10th point.
42-19. There's that pressure again. Third turnover now from Milan. Flat back the other way. Finger roll good.
Got 11 unofficially. There's. Well, they didn't call me the last time. I'll just knock him over this time. Laughlin second. Look at this replay. They just swarm, pardon the pun, but they just swarm to the basketball.
Well, Flat noticed the shot wasn't there and easily gave it up. That just is a very unselfish player. Now back to that 2-3 zone. There's a whistle call against Walsh.
That might have been a little bit too aggressive. His first.
You know what I would have said to the official there is he fell down. I didn't touch him.
Sportsmanship is fair and generous behavior or treatment of others. Be a good sport and respect our coaches, players, and officials and fans. IndianaSRN and the Indiana State Officials Association knows sportsmanship begins with you.
Foul be called on Andrew Crane, his second. And that'll put Rohrig at the line. He missed it. He has really struggled from the line. He's 0 for 3. By the way, Rainier had the first 7 points of the ball game for Milan. He has not scored since, and the second one short as well.
They've really just shut him down.
Yeah. Flat down the lane, finger roll no. Battle for the loose basketball picked up by Rainier. The Indians want to run the other way, and they did turn it over. Number 4 in the quarter. Flat running the floor the other way. This time the receiving end. He usually throws the touchdowns. This time he got the receiving side.
There's the average for him, 13.
Or whatever you do, don't pick up your basketball in the backcourt. Here's a 3 on the way. Good. They finally get a point. Micah Norman.
His 5th unofficially.
Back the other way. No good. Offensive rebound, Walsh, and they'll say it's on the floor. Lead is at 24 as a 24. Wenger coming in, playing with those 3 fouls.
Don't forget, we have a game for you right after this ball game.
Really stolen off the inbound.
Bishop Stuttgart plays South Dearborn, is that right?
They'll play South Ripley.
South Ripley.
Yeah.
It's game number 2 for us tonight.
That 3's on the way. Good.
That's just nothing but pure shot. I got him for unofficially for 13.
And you're unofficially correct. That's only their second 3 of the ball game, their first of the second half, and that'll be another foul on Laughlin, his 3rd. You know, this is a Covenant team. If they play like they did in that second and now in the 3rd quarter, there's
an over and back.
Yep. Got to establish position in the front court.
You know, I like how they changed the rule I think it's been now 5 years with all 3 points, but so many kids don't remember that you already have 2 points in the backcourt. You have to have all of those on the front court before you get there. I think the officiating's been very good today.
Oh, it has. Yeah, I watched a lot of that in the first game. They did exceptional. Here's Flat for three, short. So the three hasn't been there consistently, and Flat will pick up the foul.
Almost ran into the chair.
You know, he took some shots this year in football. It just shows you how tough he is. Man, there's times I didn't think he was going to get up, and he'd get right back up and do it again. Off the inbound, another turnover. Now, this time Flat takes it himself.
How about using the backboard? Saw his big brother do that for years.
There's that trap again. There's another turnover. Laughlin missed the layup.
Might have got contact, passed on the foul.
You know, I think he missed it. I think he took an extra step and
I think so.
Freaked out a little bit. We just lost our scoreboard, by the way, and nobody notices yet. Laughlin, I noticed. I was the first one to notice. There, it's back.
Now, I'll tell you a story. We got time to do this. We did a Buff Guerin Catholic game. 9 seconds to go. The scoreboard goes out. No one notices. They play for 18 seconds, and then all of a sudden they look up. The game should be over, correct?
Yeah.
Let's replay 9 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah, interesting. Sean Crawls on that call.
He didn't like that, huh?
It was interesting. It's tough.
Well, Sean could get grumpy if Illinois is not playing well.
Well, you know, he's here today, so we got to be careful. Illinois is not playing today, are they?
No.
Okay.
Shot missed by Ware.
He's here tomorrow, I think.
So he's not here today?
No, I think he's on his way home from Illinois. There's a three.
Yep, top of the key by Micah Norman. He has 8.
So if you're Milan now, what you just want to do is maintain.
And get some stops.
Yep.
Boy, that shot missed as Neff Farrell in the ball game, the 6'3 junior. You can see already that Covenant's trying to get some fresh legs into this lineup and save some of those legs for later. In the lane, good. There's Norman.
I got him for 8, 10.
Got 10 now, yep. Weiniger with the basketball will find Walsh. Looking down low now to Farrell. Farrell takes it strong with the right hand, missed it. Here come the Indians once again. Strong down the lane, foul called against Walsh. We'll go to the line.
That's his second. We'll be naming the Piper Logistics Player of the Game.
I think I know I have a beat on that one, huh?
I think I know.
Okay. Free throw good by Ben Riley. He has 3.
There's Tony Flat going coast to coast. This is what I did in high school. Longer pants, I think, and higher socks. But
you did that?
Well, I was dreaming.
Second free throw is missed.
Yeah, we used the John Havlicek shorts.
Which I noticed they're starting to come back.
They are. Man, I'm so excited about that. You know, Bill Ludlow used to play basketball, and they had a basket and a rock. He played with Fred Flintstone.
Basket good by Weiniger. He has 4, and it's going to be a 30-second timeout called by Covenant. I want to remind you that today's game brought to you in part by Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe. It's a new spot for breakfast or lunch. They're open Wednesday through Sunday. Try their classic breakfast or their sweet baked goods. Located in Lawrence, Coach recommends the Sloppy Joes with extra pickles. Never had a Sloppy Joe with a pickle.
Oh, you put it on, you put the Sloppy Joe, then you put the pickles, and then you put pickles around the ketchup with your potato chips, and you're in like Flint.
Ketchup too?
Oh, you got to have ketchup with your potato chips.
Check out Tam's at 6427 Oaklandon Road. Give them a call at 317-760-1640.
You're telling me you never had ketchup with potato chips?
No.
Oh.
Only French fries.
Okay.
I don't even put ketchup on my eggs.
Are potato chips potatoes?
Yes, but
there
they're not
go.
French fries.
All right.
Milan basketball. Wenger got trapped. He's run to the 2-minute mark here in the third. Here's a three on the way. No good as Cole McClellan in the ball game, a 6'2 senior. Whatever you do, there's a nice pass and another missed layup as Paxton Bacon couldn't get it to go. Whatever you do when Sean shows up, don't bring up mayonnaise either.
Yes, sir.
15-footer straight away, no good by Norman.
My last subject about ketchup, Chuck took me to lunch yesterday at McDonald's, and you're talking about a guy that likes ketchup. There was more ketchup than French fries on his plate.
Back the other way, layup good. Jackson Voss in the ball game.
I asked him if he wanted a little bit of French fries with this ketchup.
Youth of America, where are we going? Here's a three from the left side, no good by Weiniger.
I was shocked he was even buying me lunch.
I am too. Got a foul at the other end, and going hard is Norman, and he ran into that chair too. They might want to move those chairs.
Oh, good. He got back up. Good.
So that foul will go against Niemeyer, his first. Laughlin, the only player in foul trouble right now for Covenant, but I think he is done for the day. He has three. Boy, they can't catch a break at the line, can they?
Milan will be shooting the bonus the rest of the way out.
By the way, 6 turnovers in this quarter, 15 turnovers overall from Milan.
Norman with 11.
By the way, Covenant just the 1 turnover so far here in this third quarter. Hard entry pass. Farrell made the catch as Joe Medea's in the ball game, and Farrell misses the three. Offensive rebound, put back good. Medea.
Pretty impressive.
Lead stays at 24. Well, you'd be amazed at how many rebounds you can get just by position and hustle.
Yep.
You don't have to always, again, be the biggest guy on the floor.
And baskets, hustle baskets.
Yeah.
Brian Cardinal comes to mind.
Yep. Another turnover there for the Indians. And at the buzzer, that's going to do it. After 3, it's Covenant 55, Milan 31.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
You look at the IndianaSRN top 5 poll. We'll go girls first. 1A, Lansfield, Tri, Blue River, Caston, Trinity Lutheran. 2A, North Knox, Bedford, Blackford, Central Noble, Forest Park, Linton, Stockton. 3A, Twinton Lakes, Indian Creek, Norwell, Jay County, and Hamilton Heights. And in 4A, Zionsville, South Bend, Washington, Hamilton Heights, Hamilton Southeastern, and Bedford North Lawrence and Fishers.
Yeah, we'll still talk about that. Here's a 3 from the top, and I'm pretty sure the young ladies at South Bend, Washington are going to say, Coach, you need to give us some love up here in South Bend.
There are 2.
They're going to say they should be number 1.
Well,
I think they're number 1 in the Sagarin rating. I think they're number 1 in the AP poll, so they should be number 1 in that one.
You have not given me a break at all. Tony Flatt there in the corner.
Just trying to, challenge your poll a little bit.
It's not just my poll. I think there's 6 guys on the committee.
Oh, okay.
I only hear from one every week. we'll go to the men's here in just a few minutes.
Well, we got some questions on that one, too. Here's a shot on the way, straight away, missed by Walsh, and a rebound foul called against Covenant. I hope they're going to get against Milan. That'll go against Wenger, his fourth. You know, it took me a while to get you to believe that Ben Davis was number 1 in 4A after they beat Cathedral.
How about that Cathedral Warren Central game last night?
I thought Warren was going to win that thing.
Yes.
Second free throw is good by Humbert. I think you've shown right now when you look at some of the parity in all the ranks, but in 4A, there's really nobody that's going to go.
No dominant team.
No. We thought it was going to be Cathedral, and I think they'll still be very, very good, but you know, you wouldn't thought Warren Central right there, as there's another turnover by Milan.
I tell you what, I've seen some really good 4A basketball during the holiday, and that Wabash Valley tournament that we talked about down in Terre Haute has a couple of 4A teams that will surprise people. Those Terre Haute schools are not bad basketball player teams.
Nice pass underneath, and Tony Flatt, another 2 on the board.
Got him for 17 unofficially.
Well, the Milan Indians just had a really, really tough second quarter, and that put them in a big hole. Wenger nearly, and he did turn it over. Nice steal, and tried to dunk it at the other end was Wyatt Walsh. They'll able to get it back into the half court. Laughlin on the drive.
He will get ribbed for that big time in the locker room this afternoon.
You know what they would probably do is put it on instant replay and show it over and over. Shot missed by Humbert.
How about the aggressive play for Milan, though, on the rebounds? Nice job. Milan would play later on this afternoon.
Right now they're scheduled to play Morristown at 4, so their turnaround time is not very long. They've got to get ready to play almost immediately. Flatt gets the steal. Flatt will get charged with the offensive foul. He had that look on his face like,
it's like, did he not flop?
Let me ask you, though.
Yes, the arc would help.
Well, that too. Why don't we just pull up jumper? I'm missing the pull-up jumper, Coach. I need it.
You know who was really good with that? The guy wore number 33.
Larry Bird?
Yeah. He looked at my videos.
He knew that he could count on you to teach him the right way.
You bet.
My point is this.
Yes, sir.
And we got a foul, I believe. My point is, why not, if you're reading that defender, why do you want to take it all the way into him knowing he probably has position? Why don't you just pull up, because he can't block your shot then? Pull up and shoot a 12-footer.
I can't argue with you, Troy.
Well, most of the time, most people can't, but I just thought I'd ask.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. Jack's Donuts has great donuts made fresh every day, plus a great tasting coffee. Stop by Jack Donuts at 9105 East 56th Street or Jack's Donuts in your neighborhood. Jack Donuts, the official donut of IndianaSRN. Who scored that?
That was Niemeyer. Hit his second three-pointer. You know, I want to know, too, why we don't ever see a Jack's Donuts? Don't you ever go get some and bring some to us?
I'm telling you what, the complaint department's down the street. Jerry's in Jersey. You know, he's watching tonight. You might want to ask him to bring donuts the next time we have a meeting.
All right. Cole McClellan will go to the line.
Crane picked up his third.
Boy, they have just struggled from the free throw line. They've only made 2 today.
They will play. They'll hit 2. They'll shoot 2 here on out.
And if I'm on the other side for Covenant, I'm like, let's no more fouls. Okay, we don't need to have them shoot any more free throws.
Here comes a 30-second. Oh no, he's gonna bring it out. He's gonna play the passing game here.
There you go. I agree with that, too.
How about this? He is coaching during this play. This is outstanding.
Here's a three on the way, missed. Rebounding foul call against Bacon.
Bacon was scheduled to start tonight, and then he decided to go with Sam. And Sam came with 4 points earlier today. The leading scorer, all leading scorers, Tony Flatt, was 17 today. As we'll shoot 2 more free throws.
Well, Flatt's done his job. Walsh has done his job. They got Laughlin, a big spark, 8 points.
McCollin hitting his second point of the night. And his third.
So here's how it looks next. It'll be Chittard and South Ripley. That is scheduled for 1 o'clock. And then we'll have our next game will be the Cascade Covenant game. Is that at 5 o'clock?
It'd be Covenant Christian and Cascade at 5, yes.
Yes. You're shaking your head no.
Yeah, someone said something in my ear.
Oh. Under 3.5 to go. And we do know that Covenant Christian will play Cascade again at 5 o'clock.
And in the winner of our next game and the winner of the 2:30 game will be our 6:30 game.
Yep, which is New Washington and South Dearborn. There's a rare turnover there for Covenant. We look at this ball game, that's 7, 12, 14.
30-second timeout.
30-second timeout on the floor.
That's Milan's 4th timeout. Tonight, your announcers tonight, are you ready for this?
I am.
It will be Jarrett Lewis and Clark Chafin and for both games tonight. Tomorrow, Tony Donahue and Sean will be with you for game 1 and 2 at 1 and 3, and then Tony Donahue and Clark Chafin for game 3 and 4. Producer stays the same, and I think you're running camera for one of those games tomorrow.
Tomorrow, 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
Be the best camera work you've seen in a long time.
Yeah, Jake did a good job tonight, and I tell you what, Sticks has done a great job.
Yeah, he's
the pro though.
Well, he's got a steady hand.
You know, he's been here. He's been with us for 13 years.
Yes,
too.
He looks good.
Yep. He said he went on vacation during break.
That was it, huh?
He saw some trees and it was really enjoyable.
Saw some trees. What a vacation that must have been. Yeah.
Well, his mom's oak. Dad's maple.
3 is short by Jackson Voss. In the ball game, Johnny Volk. He wears number 1. That shot is good by Killian Budd.
When people see us live, they finally figure out the joke, and they crack me up when they say, "Oh, I thought it was really a."
You thought it was a person.
It's a person.
Yeah. But a foul on the rebound, and that will put Humbert at the line for 2.
Time to talk about our Piper Logistics player of the game, and everybody on the desk doesn't argue with us. Tony Flatt ends the game with 17 points.
Yeah, he was not only instrumental in the points, but he had a couple of really nice assists.
Got 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Piper Logistics player of the game. Thank you to Piper Logistics and all of our sponsors. You know, we do these broadcasts because of sponsorships and schools. We don't rely on anybody else to do that, and we really appreciate people. And if you'd like more information about helping us do that, you can contact us at coach@IndianaSRN.org.
This is Farrell.
Oh, use the backboard, son.
But another offensive rebound. Farrell's missed, I think, 3 shots right next to the basket.
And he's not used the backboard the whole entire time.
That's why they put it there. This time he did. See? Neff was listening.
And he's finally saying, thank you.
Lead is now 30. By the way, Milan with 19 turnovers, only 2 in the opening quarter.
That just tells you how the pressure came back on him.
So both teams have pretty much cleared off their benches in this one. Next two teams will be out ready to warm up. Chittard and South Ripley.
With this loss, Milan will go 2-4. They start their conference season after this holiday tournament. Covenant Christian will be going to 7-1. I don't know if they'll make it to the top 5 yet, Troy, but they're pretty impressive.
They'll keep winning like this, they will. Only their second turnover in this fourth quarter.
You look at their only loss, and that's a very good Mount Vernon ball club, but that was a 20-point loss.
Yeah.
So in Class 2, they're going to be a tough out, I do believe.
Here is Farrell from the wing, missed the three, another offensive rebound.
Speaking of basketball, the girls' side, only 9 games left for some of these girls' teams.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. They will be done before you know it. Entry pass, here's Medea, the kick out. Little floater good. Three back the other way is short, and it goes out of bounds with 5.6.
I don't have a 30 on my roster. I think he went way deep in his roster.
Yeah, he's not even on my roster at all. I think his first name was Mark, but they didn't say who he was. So this one is coming to a close. In your final score, it'll be Covenant 68 and Milan 36. By the way, Milan held to just 5 points in that final period of play, and as Coach mentioned a little bit ago, Covenant now 7-1. Milan will fall to 2-4. So Covenant again will move to the winner's bracket tonight, 5 o'clock. They'll take on Cascade right here in the main gym. Meanwhile, Morristown will again play in the old gym at 4 o'clock, and they'll play Morristown. Dominating performance after that first quarter.
After the first quarter, it looks like Covenant got their feet and their legs, if you will, and pretty impressive. Again, congratulations to Tony Flatt, our Piper Logistics player of the game. And again, stick with us as we will not leave the stream, but you won't hear from us for a little bit, and we'll have game number 2 coming your way in just a couple minutes. Thank you for tuning in. For Chuck and Jake and Troy, have a great evening. We'll see you in just a few minutes.
We can't have NBA basketball without the ball itself. So today we are going to go balls deep into the history of the ball, starting all the way back to the game's inception. Let's begin the animated timeline. The game of basketball was invented in the year 1891. Dr. James Naismith was its creator. Now, the game back then was much different than it is today. I'll save the evolution of the game itself for a later video. This video's topic is the balls. And the ball in 1891 was, well, a soccer ball. Now, soccer balls themselves were built a little different than they are today, but the important takeaway is that this ball actually wasn't used for dribbling. Dribbling wasn't a concept for basketball until 1897. As the game became more popular and grew, the ball had no business being a soccer ball. So in 1894, Dr. James Naismith reached out to A.G. Spalding to invent the first basketball ball. Spalding at the time was famous for making American footballs and Major League Baseball gloves. And you can totally see the inspiration of the design, as this ball is laced up at the center like a football. Fun fact about this ball specifically, to celebrate its 125th anniversary, Spalding remade the ball in 2019 around the same time as the Raptors-Warriors finals. As the years went on, basketball got so popular it was able to have its own league formed around the sport. And in 1937, the NBL, or National Basketball League, was formed in the United States, and they needed their own NBL ball. This ball was no longer built like a pigskin football, as the laces are removed for optimal dribbling. dribbling. The NBA, National Basketball Association, was founded in 1946, but it wasn't till around 1950 when the game got a much upgraded ball. The game got so popular that it started bringing attention of many new fans showing up to watch the games. Keeping up with, spectating, and watching the pace of the game as a fan was difficult, as the brown ball color was hard to keep up with rapid court movement on the brown floor. So around 1950, the ball was remade into an orange ball. The orange ball was much more flashy and visually appealing to fans, as they can easily see it dart around the court. Decades later, the game ball kept evolving. Around 1971, the NBA changed the design of the ball from 4 leather panels to 8 leather panels. Having 8 leather panels instead of 4 allowed for a much better grip on the ball itself for better dribbling techniques. And 1 year later, in 72, the first synthetic leather ball was made, which made producing the ball much cheaper. And now we bring you the iconic NBA ball that many of you know and love, the 1984 Spalding Larry O'Brien official Spalding ball. To quote Heritage Auctions, Wilson had the NBA contract to produce basketballs, which ended following the '83 finals. Also moving out of the office of commissioner was Larry O'Brien. Eventually, Spalding picked up the contract and David Stern assumed the role as top man on February 1st, 1984. This ball is the ball of choice that many fans around the world prefer while playing basketball. Moving on to a slight adaptation of this ball was that failure of a ball in 2006. This 06 ball was made out of cross-traction microfiber, but the ball only lasted for the beginning of the season, as many players complained that it roughed up their fingers, skin, and was overall a terrible ball. The ball was quickly discontinued, and the NBA went back to the classic leather ball. Going forward in the future, coming up for the 2021-2022 NBA season, Wilson will replace Spalding as the official NBA basketball. Now, the leather used for the balls themselves will still come from the same provider, so they won't physically feel any much different. Also, the balls will keep their 8-panel configuration and performance specifics as the ball that is currently used, so it's pretty much the same game with a different name.
We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAFoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Sprinkles if you got them. Jack's Donuts. Find a location near you now.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. His land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Craving comfort fresh food made from scratch daily? Check out Aspen Creek Grill. Located across from Hamilton Town Center and beside the Holiday Inn, we offer family farm-raised premium black Agnes steaks hand-cut daily, creamy pastas, salmon chicken, and fall-off-the-bone ribs. Start with our famous powwow shrimp appetizer and don't miss our refreshing drinks. Family-friendly or a great night out with friends. Aspen Creek Grill. Aspen Creek Grill, Noblesville. Call 317-559-3300.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. He said he loved me. My friends told me it wasn't a big deal. They thought he was so cool, but they didn't know what he wanted me to do.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. You have no idea the kind of pressure I felt to take things to the next level. Things were moving so fast. I was basically the only person in the freshman class who hadn't done it yet. So, we did.
I loved him.
I thought she loved me.
My health class had CPR at school. I stayed after class to talk with the instructor about it. They showed me that it didn't have to be that way.
They showed me that I get to make my own choices.
There is another way.
That's the best thing CPR gives you. Another way. A better way.
A healthy way. Sometimes you don't see it because you're in your own world, but they don't make you feel bad. They talk to you like a real person, and they save kids from really unhealthy decisions. They tell the truth, and they know what they're talking about. So yeah, my life was different. I started to choose the better way.
I honestly don't know where I'd be or what I'd be doing had it not been for CPR.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
After the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with PTSD and became homeless for 15 years. Like a hermit living on the street, I just existed.
Sprinkles if you got them. Jack's Donuts. Find a location near you now.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks. We're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorites.
My kid earned that solo!
You saying I did?
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Morristown, Indiana for the Hoosier Shooting Academy 2022 Boys Basketball Holiday Classic this afternoon. It's the Trojans of Bishop Chatard at 3-1 against the Raiders of South Ripley coming in at 2-5. Today's game brought to you in part by IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences. Begin your journey today. The Morales Group, building better futures, one story at a time. Bertner Electric, serving greater Indianapolis and the surrounding counties. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation, we do it all. And by Reynolds Farm Equipment, serving our customers and the community since 1955. Troy Nergowski, Coach Keith Myers with you. We've had 2 games in the books already. This is game 3, a Chatard team that's 3-1 on the year, and we're going to really break them down here in a moment. A South Ripley team at 2-5, and you look at 2 teams here, Coach, and you got one team that we know Bishop Chatard again very well. An opportunity to see them quite a bit. We'll get our first look at South Ripley.
I didn't even know you came in today. I'm glad you made the game. Oh, you were here the first game. Let's look
what
at
an impact I must have made.
For our folks at South Ripley, it would be like this all the time.
Exactly.
It's a stand-up community act. 2-5. You look at 2-5, though. You talk to Stevie. he's not concerned about his ball club. He kind of likes his ball club, still trying to get their feet, trying to get the wear and tear, if you will, 7 games into the year. But you go to Chittard, they're 3-1. I think they're the only team in the state of Indiana that's only played 4 games where everybody else has played 9, 7, 8, 9, 10. And a lot of that is because, well, folks, they went to the state championship football.
Yeah.
And football is, in all matters of opinion, is still the number 1 program, should be the number 1 program. Got the most state championships ever. So, with Coach Roseman, he understands that, and his kids understand that.
Yeah.
But you talk to them in the hallway earlier today, and they said, I think they understand what we want them to do. This tournament will help us because now we get to play 3 games in this tournament.
Yeah.
So that will help them get in the role, it's almost like we talked about in game number 1. It's almost like a semi-state atmosphere. You got to play 2 tonight, and you got to play another one to win the championship back-to-back. Let's see how their legs, all these kids' legs are tonight around 9 o'clock.
Well, I like Chittard from just the standpoint, again, the mentality coming in. They'll make up all those games. Believe me, they don't lose them.
No.
They just get moved.
Right.
But like you said, now they got to take a little bit of time. You go from all these players that did play football, and the whole mindset now changes. You got to make a quick transition from all those football games into basketball. That's not an easy thing to do.
The toughest one is call you Coach Roseman and not Coach Doyle.
Yeah.
Coach Doyle had you from June all the way to November.
That's right.
Now it's Coach Roseman.
Yeah.
But, the coaching staff is kind of excited. I'm surprised they're averaging 57.8 a game.
Yeah.
For being that. They average 12 assists a game. They average 9 steals a game, block shots. Here's where they have to work on. Turnovers. They're averaging 13.5 turnovers a game. Going to lose a lot of games that way if you keep that up. You're intrigued, though, folks. Probably one of the best freshmen that we'll see anywhere in the state of Indiana, and that's Ethan Roseman. He takes his talent, and he's very good.
Yeah, 15 points a game as a freshman, I'd take that anytime. Plus, he shoots 50%, so it isn't just like he's, this 15 points he makes. I mean, he's making baskets, and he's shooting well and averaging 4.5 assists per game, so he also gives up the basketball, too.
How about this? Chittard's coach, 19-9, his second year at Chittard. McKinney is 77-80, 8 years. He coached 6 years at George Washington. Took 2 years off because of the death of his wife. Comes back, great man of God, great faith, and great program. His great assistant, Coach Piper. They've been together for such a long time. They're like bad cop, good cop. Yeah. That's real good for Coach Beach. Second year here was at Centerville, as you well know, and has tried to build this program back. He's 45-77 in 6 years. So. 2 good coaches matchups.
It was just a couple of years ago, before we take a break, it was just a couple of years ago that South Ripley won 21 games.
Yes.
So they're not that far removed from a program that had been very, very good, but they've lost 3 in a row coming into this one here this afternoon. We'll break this game down even more as Chittard and South Ripley doing battle here in the Hoosier Shooting Academy Holiday Classic. More in a moment right here on IndianaSRN.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Coach, there were 2 games already played today. We saw Cascade advance. They beat Morristown 56-30. We saw Covenant dominant from the second quarter on. They beat Milan 68-36. So after this game at 2:30, it'll be New Washington against South Dearborn. And then at 4 o'clock, they'll play in the old gym, Morristown and Milan. And then we had the winner of Game 1 and winner of Game 2, which is Cascade and Covenant. That'll be here on IndianaSRN at 5 o'clock. And then there are 2 more games later on. The old gym and main gym will be used as well. But we still have a full day of basketball.
Yeah, we got game for you at 5 o'clock today and 6:30 today. And then tomorrow we have all 4 games for you, the 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 7 o'clock game right here on IndianaSRN. And also tomorrow night, Heritage Christian taking on Triton Central. That's a 7:30 game. So we got 5 ball games for you on before the New Year's out. This is our last sections of game of the 2022 season. Ended up with 105 games so far. And folks, 100 games plus left on the network coming in January. So a great opportunity. As there you see Ethan Roseman, number 1. The freshman, outstanding freshman. You look at kids and you just go, they got it.
Yeah.
And you look at that kid and you just look at him. What I really like is the fancy headband. I'm kind of jealous of that. I wish I had a headband like that.
But you could still wear one. You just don't have the hair. That's all. That's the only thing you'd be missing.
This hairstyle's coming back.
Well, it never really left,
I notice I don't cover up my head. You do.
Well, my head gets really cold outside, too. So Bishop should. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
One of our corporate sponsors, Jack's Donuts. Jack's Donuts, great, made fresh daily every day, plus great tasting coffee. Stop by Jack Donuts at 9105 East 56th Street or Jack Donut in your neighborhood. Jack Donut, the official donuts of IndianaSRN.
Well, you mentioned Roseman averaging 15 per game, but Robert Davidson is having a solid year for Bishop Chatard as well. 14 points, 6 rebounds, shooting 56%. Let's go downstairs. Our public address announcer for the starting lineups.
At this time, I'd like to introduce the Trojans. A freshman guard, number 1, Ethan Roseman. A senior guard, number 2, Sam Lewis. Senior center, number 4, Nolan Stifler. Senior forward, number 11, Robert Davidson. Senior forward, number 13, Drew Knapp. Coach of the Trojans, Andy Roseman. And now the starting lineup for the Raiders. A junior guard, number 10, Gavin Binion. A sophomore guard, number 11, Lane Ward. Sophomore guard, number 32, Chance Holt. Sophomore forward, number 25, Cole Henry. A senior forward, number 35, Logan Bradley. Coach of the Raiders, C.D. Beach. Referees for today's game, Justin Jackson, Nate Robson, and Dean Venison.
There's officials of Nathan Robertson and Dean Vincent. Both of them said, get my best look shot. I don't know what that is, but Nathan has some great football experience. He is a head linesman on a football crew, Division I. We're great officials in this game.
All right, here we go. Bishop Chatard in the white, South Ripley in the green, and eventually the tip won by the Raiders. And we are underway. Binion, Ward, Henry, Voles, and Bradley for South Ripley. Roseman, Lewis, Stifler, Davidson, and Knapp for Bishop Chatard.
And Chatard comes out with man and man.
And they got some length when you look at Robertson.
They are.
Whew. So South Ripley, and they nearly turn it over.
Fast hands, long reach.
Well, that one might have been partially blocked by Davidson off the shot.
You got to go after that basketball, though.
Cole Henry, just a sophomore. In fact, there are 3 sophomores in the starting lineup for South Ripley. They get the pass underneath. Bucket good by Henry.
Just a sophomore.
How about this? Davidson working the point. Kind of like that. Little weave out front.
Got a little bit of Butler weave.
The lob underneath and basket good. That took a great pass.
And that's the little head fake. And, he's got so much hair that he could see the head fake. I mean, you just get a big old block.
You always know who wants more hair because they talk about that hair a lot.
All the time.
Here's Voles with the basketball off now to Blaine Ward, the 5'11 sophomore.
And this is exactly what South Ripley want to do. They want 30-second production or possessions. Chatard probably wants to run up and down the floor.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. They want this thing a little slower scoring as that three is missed. As Binion can't get it to go, but good hustle by Vols. They're only averaging at 55 per game. So it isn't like production offensively has been really big here for this South Ripley basketball squad. They'll get underneath again, and the layup Henry.
Henry's the star of the game so far.
6'5", sophomore. Here is Roseman, straightaway shot, got the touch. There's Chittard on the board.
I like the long socks with Roseman.
Keeps his legs nice and warm.
Yes, sir. Oh, how about this?
Yep, big steal, Stifler, and he lost his balance.
Yep.
First turnover, by the way, for South Ripley.
I think the yellow jacket got him halfway court.
Some trip him up. South Ripley basketball once again. Always talk about maybe your best defense is what you can do offensively, and right now South Ripley, we got a reaching foul call. South Ripley using a lot of clock in each possession as Roseman picks up the foul. Coming into the lineup for the first time, Scott Semler, 6-foot junior. That will put Sam Lewis on the bench. We saw that second game, Covenant Christian and Milan. It was close in the opening quarter, and then all of a sudden, Covenant put on the
defensive show.
Oh, my. They were forcing turnovers left and right. I think they ended up forcing 19 on the day. And we've got a jump ball, and possession error will go to Covenant, so 2 turnovers now by South Ripley.
And you see Coach down, there's the alley-oop, but you see Coach down there telling you got a timeout. Call that timeout. Save. There's a lot of people who say, well, we want to save those timeouts, but in that possession there, you got to run your offense again. You got an opportunity to run your offense again, run some more clock.
So Bishop Chittard basketball, that's Davidson. Mentioned that Semler in the ball game now for the Trojans as well. Nice spin in the lane, shot good. That'll be Drew Knapp, his first 2.
I like Knapp's game. He's tall, lanky, and not afraid to get contact.
Davidson 6'4", Knapp is 6'4". Here's a shot in the corner from 3, and it's good. There is Binion, his first bucket of the day.
And he can hit the ball. He can hit the three-pointer, folks.
7-6, Raiders on top. Now we'll run that weave. You see the Raiders staying behind the three-point line.
That's where they want you to shoot the ball.
Yep. They're daring you to shoot the 3. And, we go back to that last game. Covenant didn't shoot the ball very well from 3, and they eventually said, you know what, we'll force the turnover.
That's an error ball.
Yeah, that's way short by Knapp. But they let their defense turn into their offense. They got a lot of fast break points in that win. Here's another 3 on the way. Good this time. Chance Bowles, another sophomore. It's a 4-point lead now for South Ripley. This is Roseman. Everything is pretty much 4 and 1 in when you look at this offense. 4 out, 1 in, or 5 out for Bishop Chittard as they lose the basketball. That'll be their first official turnover. And pretty much same thing, 5 out here for South Ripley. Spin, shot in the lane, Blaine Ward on the board. It's a 6-point lead. Senior-oriented team other than Roseman here for Bishop Chittard. Left-hand shot way short by Stifler. And on the rebound, we have a jump ball. It'll go back over to the Raiders, and we've got changes both ways.
And one of the things that you'll notice is Chittard will not worry about their bench. They'll play everybody on their bench because everybody has a role. Right here with this 6-point lead, South Ripley, that's exactly what they want to do the first 4 minutes of the ball game.
Ortega in the ball game. Aiden Ortega, the 6-foot junior now for Bishop Chittard. And is it a turnover? Yes. And a reaching foul called at the other end, and Blaine Ward will pick up his first.
That's a pretty smart foul because I think it'd be a layup.
3rd turnover now for South Ripley. By the way, also in the ball game, Colin Guy for Bishop Chatard, and you may recognize that name, one of the receivers on that Trojan football team. He had some big catches this season.
Got a brother that can play basketball pretty well, too.
That's what I hear. You had a chance to talk to him. Nice pass fake, and then the shot missed by Stifler. So it will be South Ripley basketball. Still a 6-point lead. Foul called on Guy.
Foul was on number 3, Colin Guy, his first foul.
Now Trojans off to a slow start here in this one. Skip pass down in the corner into the hands of Henry. Binion will find Bowles. Back once again to Henry. Well, they're pretty patient, aren't they?
Yes, sir. Oh!
Well, they got Guy for number 2.
That's a quick foul.
We're going to see Roseman come back in.
Here comes this block. That's great defense right there.
Coming into the lineup also, if I may, for South Ripley will be Logan Bradley, the 6'4 senior. Take that back. It is Bradley, not Brady. I heard the PA announcer say Brady. We may see a low-scoring game in this one, huh?
Yes, sir. South Ripley take a 20-19 game. 3-second violation. Write it down.
Please.
Troy's mouth is wide open, folks. That's the first 3-second call he has seen in 2022. Or at least the second.
Only the second. Okay. That's number 2. Saw one in Evansville. It wasn't a game I called, but one of the ones I watched before we came home. So only 2 in all the games I've seen and called this year.
And you called a lot of games already this year.
It almost shocked me. Into the lineup, Wade McAllister now for the Trojans. For this opening quarter. Tough scoring here for the Trojans. There's McAllister. Davidson cut off on the baseline. Ortega throws it inside and ball loose. Jump ball and it'll stay here, but the Trojans lose a possession arrow.
I will tell you though, when the ball is on the floor, the Trojans will definitely be on the floor. You will not have to sweep the floor at halftime. No. Their uniforms will be pitch black because they will constantly get the 50-50.
It is a little surprising at this stage as the entry, Roseman shot the air ball, saved from going out of bounds by Semler. Here's Davidson, drives down the lane and a reaching foul called. And I think they got number 11, Blaine Ward, for number 2. Back of the lineup, Sam Lewis. Ortega will sit down. Also in will be Binion for South Ripley. Off the entry, here's Roseman. Underneath Davidson, and Davidson has 4. Here's your press. You want to up the tempo. The Raiders handled that fairly easily.
Move that ball side to side and put that ball in the middle.
Here's a 3 from the left wing. Good. There's Binion, his second 3-pointer.
He can shoot it.
Lead at 7. This could be surprising some people watching this score. And it appears the Trojans will go ahead and play for 1. Roseman, averaging 15, has only 2. Pull up in the lane, got the roll. Nice soft touch to end the opening period of play, but South Ripley leads it by 5.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back with the score 15-10 South Ripley. One of our corporate sponsors, Jack Cherry Insurance, wishes you a very happy holiday. We suggest you contact his team for all your insurance need, family, car, business, and home. The insurance company that will serve you. Contact them today at 317-894-7000. I'm sure they're watching it in the office.
All right, look at that pressure put on by Bishop Chittard. Shot in the corner, good, and they're hitting everything. Henry has 7. Well, you have to be impressed with South Ripley, young basketball team, and they're coming out playing like they're a bunch of seniors.
Yes, sir.
Back to an 8-point lead.
You do not want to get down double digits here.
2-3 zone, deflection. That was Binion. Take a look at this replay.
Look at this. I mean, he's wide open.
Well, he has a guy in his face, too.
Yeah, okay.
That was a Keith Myers shot. Shot missed by Semler. Rebound. Here, I'm giving you credit.
I got you.
Henry with a rebound.
There's the other shooter. They get going, but I bet you they can light it up.
Here's a 3 on the way, short. In the ball game, Ethan Johnson, a 6'3 junior, just missed that shot. Right now, Trojans trying to get that offense going. How about dumping it inside to Davidson? He has 6. That potentially could have gone to double digits in the deficit for the Trojans, but coming right back, shot in the corner, another 3 by Henry.
Cole Henry. I got him for 10.
Lead at 9. And a traveling call. Our producer, Chuck, talking about the ball movement. He's right. I mean, they really moved the ball. 2 passes, got a shot off.
Well, they've only missed 1 3-pointer.
Yeah. So that is the 4th turnover now for the Trojans. They continue to trap. And ball on the floor, jump ball, and it'll go back over again to the Trojans.
Tell you what, the loose balls are the Trojans' balls. They just, you got a team that's on fire like this.
Hayden Ortega back in as Semler came out of the lineup. That 2-3 zone has been very good here for South Ripley in the first half. Left hand off the glass, good. That was a nice move by McAllister, and he did not have a great angle.
That just hurt my back.
I'm not sure how he even got it in. Yeah, that should be a travel, and it
call.
is. Yeah, they got Johnson. Watch his angle here.
This is, not.
And he banked it.
He did bank it.
Blaine Ward back in. Logan Bradley back in. Lead at 7. The Trojans have attempted to get that thing, or at least it looked like at one point the Raiders, there's an over and back. Looked like the Raiders are going to get it into double figures as Bishop Chittard's now turned it over 5 times.
You got to concentrate. That's just catching the ball and then just doing what you're supposed to do. And don't look up. Just.
And off the inbound. That's the 6th turnover. Drive to the basket. Left-hand layup good. And on the board, Knapp has 4.
And now they've cut it to 5.
Pressure put on again by Bishop Chittard. I think sometimes coaches get your players into that press just to get them awake and get them going. Is that nice touch on the shot by Henry? What a first half.
Henry has 12.
You're playing at 1:19 or 1 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon. That's a little bit out of your routine. Of course, your whole Christmas break, you're out of routine. So it takes maybe some players and teams a little get into it. Is that turnaround jumper good by McAllister? He has 4.
Yeah, you know, when I coached this, early mornings, my kids would always say that. But, you know, you're 15, 16 years old. You should be able to adapt pretty quickly. It's like old men like me who has a hard time adapting.
Yeah, but you're used to that routine so much.
Yes.
It's got to be in the same thing every time throughout the day.
That's true. That's why I think the late games, the 2 late games tonight might be a lot of fun to watch.
Everybody be awake, and there's a foul call against Semler. He checked back in. Johnson back in, and Roseman will sit down. You know, Davidson with 6, Roseman with 4, Knapp has 4, and McAllister has 4. On the other side, you mentioned Henry, 12 points, 6 points by Binion, and then 3 by Voles. This half-court offense has been pretty good. Most of the turnovers that South Ripley's committed has been in the full-court press. But they're really making the Trojans guard here in the second. Nice move to the basket, left it short as Blaine Ward.
That's pretty good defense.
Here's Johnson. Johnson gets hammered, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Pretty impressed with Johnson earlier today.
We're going to get number 25, Cole Henry. Here's the steal.
That's a nice little crossover.
So Davison at the line missed the front end of 2. Chance Bolts in, and also number 33, Ethan Johnson. Second free throw is good. Davidson, as we mentioned, averaging 14, nearly 6 per game. He shoots at 56%, and a turnover again for South Ripley.
The pressure there is, you got to recognize it, and then you got to call for help. You got 2 guys playing 3 guys there.
Yeah.
Nice defense. Now what you have to do if you're Chittard is capitalize on these turnovers.
You know, if I'm Bishop Chittard and I'm only down by 4, I got to feel pretty good about this because they really haven't played that well here in the first half.
Got a couple people out of the state of Indiana watching this. Grandpa's watching this in California today.
There's a nice drive, but the miss by Semler. Quick outlet, Ward. Ward, step back 3 on the way. Good.
That's what hurts you. You play defense down to this end, and then you just give up that 3-pointer. That's nice.
I have a feeling Blaine Ward lives in the gym, don't you?
Yes.
I mean, he just looks like that.
Like one of those kids.
Yeah.
It's time to – the gym's closed 3 hours ago, and you're still shooting.
You always find those are the best players, though, guys. You don't have to ask to get into the gym to put in the extra work. Drive, Davidson. Shot blocked inside. Loose on the floor. Who's going to get to it? And we've got a jump ball. Great hustle. Possession arrow will go over to the Raiders. Step back 3 here.
Look at that.
Cool as a cucumber, as they would say.
Coming in for the Raiders, number 10, Gavin Binion.
And if you're Chittard, you battled yourself back to maybe 1 possession, and then the kid hits the 3-pointer. Now you're down, you're down 26-19. And you just go, but we're playing no game.
Yeah, I mean, their defense has picked up. So now South Ripley basketball. Well, they're really denying the ball that time to Ward. Another backdoor cut and nearly a turnover. Here's another 3 on the way. Missed. Ward couldn't get it to go on the rebound. As Bishop Chittard able to get it, McAllister. He'll find Roseman. They look underneath to McAllister. You see the Raiders stay in the 2-3 zone. And a turnover. That's number 6 now by Bishop Chittard.
And those are unforced turnovers. I mean, that's just me not making the right pass.
Under the 2-minute mark. Here's a straightaway 3 missed. They missed their last couple. This time Binion can't get it to go. He had 2 threes earlier. Bishop Chittard on the attack. Wide open on the wing is Knapp off the back of the iron. And a long rebound, Roseman. Roseman looks underneath, and the shot good this time by Semler, his first 2.
Down by 5. Very impressed with South Ripley.
Yeah.
Very impressed.
Well, you have to go back to that win against East Central, and I think that probably gave them some confidence that they can beat a bigger school, as that shot missed straight away by Henry. Well, they have shot the ball very well here in the first half, and we're down to 60. By the way, Roseman again held to just 4. Ethan Johnson set to check in for South Ripley. Short jumper, no good by Roseman. I like him already because he shoots mid-range jumpers.
Yes, sir.
So now you know the Raiders will odds on favored play for 1 right here. You know, it's really not that the Trojans have been bad in the half court. There is a travel. That's number 8 in the turnover department for South Ripley.
Yeah, I think it's the stingy defense of South Ripley.
Yeah, they've in fact, you got to be impressed both ways. I mean, you look at the...
There's the block right there.
Yeah.
And then the scuffle on the floor.
So it looks like Bishop Chittard will bring Sam Lewis back in.
I'd be happy with 1 shot here.
I would be too. Yeah, I'd love to get something positive.
Yeah, and escape the first half, maybe down just by 3.
Start to make your move about now as the clock down to 6. In the corner, here is Lewis for the jumper, 3-pointer good. Executed to perfection, and Bishop Chittard able to finish the quarter strong, and they will go into the locker room trailing this one 26-24, but still, that's it. South Ripley played well in the first half.
They did play well in the first half, and we've seen all the games have been really good ball games. And stick with us. Halftime coming your way. We'll have a halftime guest. The head coach of Morristown will be joining us at halftime. Halftime score, 26-24.
Without the basket, the sport of basketball would just be ball, and no one wants to play with balls if baskets aren't involved. So in this video, we're going to go over the history and evolution of the basket. A little while back, we talked about the history of the ball, so you know where to go if you want to watch that video. This is a basket-only program. Basketball was invented in the winter of 1891. James Naismith wanted to invent a sport that can be played indoors during the wintertime at YMCA, and so he did just that. He created the first basketball hoop with a broken peach basket that he placed 10 feet into the air. Why 10 feet, you might be wondering? Well, there's no significant reason for the sport itself. This was more so a coincidence, as he hung the peach baskets on the railing of the indoor running track at the YMCA gym in Springfield, Massachusetts, and that railing was 10 feet off the ground. Of course, that height stuck for the majority of its history, but what did change significantly is the basket. The baskets at or around this time had no hole and needed a ladder to be scooped out, or when they did add a hole a few years later, there was a tiny hole at the bottom that had to be poked out with a staff. By the year 1893, it was time to add a backboard, but the backboard was not invented for the players. It was invented to stop fans in the balcony from interfering with the ball. They were originally made out of chicken wire, so these weren't really effective for bank shots or rebounds. But that didn't stop players from trying to utilize the backboard, because on February 2nd in that same year, a box on the backboard was added, and this was used to assist players to aim towards the basket, but the chicken wire was starting to be an issue. So we fast forward to the start of the 20th century. The basket became a net, and in 1901, the net had a metal rim. But the net also had no bottom, so after every shot was made, someone had to come and poke the ball out. And man, what the heck is chicken wire still doing here? Thankfully, by the year 1904, wooden boards became mandatory. And finally, by the year 1906, the grand invention of cutting a hole at the bottom came into fashion, and we got the first tangible net with a solid backboard. In 1909, glass boards became more and more common, and this newfound strength slowly but surely led to something you may know as the dunk. By the year 1912, we finally got the iconic nylon net. So now when a shot is made, you can hear that crisp whooshing noise with that beautiful sound of a nothing but net basket. Now that's not why they were made. They weren't made to have an amazing noise. This design with the thick knots and the strong nylon just allowed the ball to fall directly in the center and not flop around after a score was made. As the sport of basketball became more and more popular, recreational and even professional sports leagues started to form. And these leagues wanted to create regulated dimensions for the backboard, backboard square, and rim. The NCAA and the NBA at the time thought it would be a great idea to have the same regulations. These regulations are a 6 feet wide and a 3.5 feet tall backboard. As for the square, it needs to be 24 inches wide and 18 inches tall. The line of the square needs to be 2 inches thick, and the square needs to be placed at the center above the rim. As for the rim needs to extend 6 inches from the backboard, and the front part of the rim must be 24 inches from the backboard, which leaves an 18-inch diameter for the ball to fall through. This was the norm for the main bulk of basketball history, but during the 1950s, it was not uncommon for the hoops to be 12 feet tall instead of 10, even in the NBA. In 1954, the Hawks and Lakers played a game with 12-foot rims, and you can thank this achievement to NBA legend George Mikan. He was so good at the game, the league wanted to make it more of a challenge for him. But only the opposite happened. The shorter players had an even harder time scoring, and Mikan had no problem scoring on 12 feet. So the hoop returned to its 10 feet standard. Beyond that point, the hoop stayed relatively the same, but a lot of power dunkers kept breaking the hoops with their amazing dunks. So around the 80s, hydraulic systems were implemented into the hoop, so if they do crash, the hoop would come down slowly. This was a nice idea until a man named Shaquille O'Neal came to town. In 1993, Shaq was busting these hydraulic hoops, so the NBA had to weld the hoops from the base to be even stronger. And now the hoops are almost indestructible, but every now and then we get some power dunkers to damage these hoops. For example, DeAndre Jordan was able to bend the rim, and Dwight Howard was able to knock the shot clock off of its balance. But beyond that, it is getting harder and harder to break a modern NBA hoop. Maybe Zion Williamson might have the Hulk-like strength to force the next evolution in hoop strength, but until then, this has been the evolution and history of the basketball hoop.
Back at halftime with the score 26-24, South Ripley over Chittard. With us now is the head coach of Morristown, the Yellow Jackets. Corey's with us. Coach, tough game, the first game out, but the one thing I love about this tournament, you get two more. So you get two more opportunities. Young ball club, talk a little bit about your ball club this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you touched on it. We're young. We have some inexperience at the varsity level. We are 9 games into our season. It still feels really early, and we're continuing to work through some stuff. And again, we're trying to play better every game and be better every day in practice and to prepare down the road. I mean, we have the Shelby County tournament, which is big for us. We get a host here next week, which we're really excited for, and to get up and play that. And then again, for sectionals time down the road, I mean, we want to be playing our best basketball in that stretch of end of February and early March. So our team this year, I mean, I can't say enough complimentary or nice things about our guys. They play hard. We're figuring some stuff out as we go. We've had a couple close games that we just haven't been able to pull it in at the end, but we've been in some situations that I've been pretty proud with. So
one of the things that you won't share with the audience, but I will, you haven't been healthy yet all year, and you're beginning to get there. You're one player away where you can play everybody and have everybody at practice, and you haven't had that all year yet.
Right, yeah. It's been not the most ideal situation as far as health goes, but I mean, that's athletics and next man up, and we preach to our guys that we got to be ready regardless of who we throw out there. So we're definitely looking forward to getting everybody back and healthy and have some consistency as far as what we're able to produce and who we're able to put out there on the floor.
First time IndianaSRN has been here in a long, long time. We're here today, tomorrow, and then we get to do a couple more games. Talk a little bit about that coverage as IndianaSRN does 300-plus games a year everywhere in the state of Indiana, and now a new home court for us, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're so thankful that you guys are here and able to do this, and your production and everything is great and top-notch for everything you're due. And, I mean, we have a great facility here at Morristown, and we love that you guys decided that it's okay, and we want you to show it off. And, again, people get to see kind of Morristown basketball in our facilities, so we're just really happy that you guys are here and giving coverage not only for our team but all the programs that are here this weekend and getting to see some good basketball and some good players.
Yeah, the 8 schools that are here. You got a great athletic director. He talks very highly of you. Real quick, you guys play at 4 o'clock in the other gym. If someone from Morrisville is watching this, they need to come out and support.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we love the community, and we want everybody to be a part and come up and support our team and our program every time that we step on the floor. So yeah, 4 o'clock we'll be in the old gym, which is a little cool experience. Getting out of the varsity gym here in the main arena, but yeah, we're excited to take the floor again here this afternoon.
Thank you very much for the popcorn. I appreciate it. You know all about my popcorn connoisseur, so we appreciate the popcorn. Good luck.
Absolutely.
We'll see
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back at that this minute timeout. You bet.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Back here at Morristown, and you know, like Talk Pop, what are you doing?
I'm sorry, I'm eating my popcorn he brought me. He brought me this bag, and he gave me a coupon for another one.
Really?
Yeah.
And you'll probably be over there even before the end of this game.
I love Coach.
I know you do.
No, I want him back for tomorrow night. He says he's busy.
You know what? You might see if he can ship some. Where are you going to be tomorrow night?
Heritage Christian.
Maybe you can ship some over there.
Maybe so. Thank you, Coach. Thank you to the junior prom ladies in the concession stand. Their junior prom is coming up. That's where they gave me the free bag, and Coach said, hey, they gave you another coupon.
You know what? And they're trying to earn money for junior prom, and you're getting it for free?
I gave them a $10 tip.
Okay, good for you.
It's in my expense account.
Roseman, the first shot of the second half, misses. Rebound, Henry. We are underway here in the third.
And I'm sure that Jerry just wrote that down, my expense.
Yeah.
That and Frosty, New Pal. Frosty boy.
I hear you. There's that pressure again put together by the Trojans.
South Ripley played a very good first half. Let's see if they can put two together and see what they can do.
Yeah, they did a number really on Roseman, held him to 4 in that first half. Davidson had 7.
I like the patience here early.
That's kind of how they started in the first half. Cole Henry, by the way, 12 points, leading all scores. Had 6 by Binion, 5 by Ward, and 3 by Bowles. Ball loose on the floor, turnover. That is the first turnover of the second half. Back the other way, Roseman left it short. Offensive rebound, put back no by Stifler. Stifler gets another board and finally got it to go. And we're tied. It was a 9-point lead at one point in the first half. Nice spin in the lane. Boy, I tell you what, if Ward goes up with it, he might have a shot. Ward gets it back, three-pointer, straight away, got it. He'd rather have that one. Blaine has 8. Here's Roseman once again. Davidson, they play that perimeter game. Here's Stifler. Davidson will now bring it back out front, reset it to Lewis. Boy, one thing about it is this a straightaway shot missed badly by Stifler. You play so much in the perimeter that defense, interior defense, really doesn't have to do that much, do they?
No.
Boy, a late pass, but still able to get it there as Binion will find his teammate Ward.
Coach Beach has done a nice job. They've definitely scouted this team. There's a push.
Foul out front. I believe they got Stifler for his first. Look at Stifler at the other end on this. We're going to take a look at that replay a moment ago. If we get a chance, we will. If not, we'll continue play as the Raiders will inbound.
There's the rebound. He just stayed with it, didn't he?
Yep. Near turnover is Bradley able to run down the loose basketball. Here's Binion. Well, right now, neither one of these two teams are in a position to rest anybody. I mean, they're going to have to play hard the rest of the way, and then there's another foul on Stifler, and then you're going to have to turn around and play later today. So at least at this stage, nobody's going to get much of a break.
And the other two teams that are playing the late game going, play as well. You even play triple overtime.
That's right.
Like
we don't mind at all.
No sweat.
Yeah. McAllister back in as Stifler sits down. 2 quick fouls. And we got a foul call against Robert Davidson, his first.
Fouls on number 11, Robert Davidson.
That's their third foul of the half. You don't want to get them in the free throw possession either.
Yeah, that'd be really quick. Off the inbound, in the corner. 3 good.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
how about Blaine Ward? He has 11.
He brought the rain there.
Heck of a shooter. Lead back to 6. Well, at some point, Trojans are going to have to get that young man right there going. Roseman in the lane. Nice feed. Reverse layup good by McAllister.
He's got 5 unofficially.
And a steal. Here's Roseman, and he'll go to the line. One thing that we know that South Ripley will have to do is they have got to hold on to the basketball. Foul will be called against Voles.
His first foul, the team's first.
And for the first time, Roseman goes to the line for 2 shots. Take another look at it.
Nice steal.
One thing about that inbound is you have a lane violation. They got Sam Lewis, so no free throw made there. On that inbound, and that's really, you got to make sure if that first pass isn't there, find somebody else, because a lot of times your inclination is just to throw it. And that's what cost South Ripley that last turnover. Lead back to 3, and it goes out of bounds. We're going to stay right here. Coach Roseman didn't like that call, but the official was right on top of it. I always say, boy, I had a better angle than you did, Coach. Well, you know, the one thing is...
Oh, they're not going to call a foul there.
Oh, boy.
They called him stepping on the line. That break. I think he got a break. How about...
that was tough.
Yeah.
I thought Semler ran into him, but...
Well, Coach looks at him and just goes, okay, let's play on.
So here's Roseman, a little hesitation in the lane. Got stuck down there in the land of the Giants. Able to get it back and lay it in.
That's fortunate. I got him for 7 unofficially.
Lead
now it's a 1-point game.
Yeah. There's the turnover at midcourt. Back the other way, Davidson will just lay it in. Make sure you get the 2. 4 turnovers now in the quarter by South Ripley, and turn it over again. The pressure is getting to South Ripley. McAllister tried to get it back up and missed it, and we got a timeout by South Ripley. Or nope, it's going to be a full timeout right here. 33-32 Chittard.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
32 back here at Morristown, Aspen Creek Grill. Feel like treating someone special for a delicious meal from the Aspen Creek Grill, like I'm going to treat Troy tomorrow. Next time you get there, buy some gift cards. Share them with your friends. Aspen Creek Grill with great food. Be sure you ask for the powwow shrimp. Aspen Creek Grill, located at Noblesville in Noblesville, Indiana.
I notice how you're going to give the gift away, yet you're not even here tomorrow. There's a foul by Semler.
Oh, you saw my schedule.
I did.
Well,
hey, I'll buy you a gift card tomorrow, but you're going to be back in Indy. I'll be here.
Okay. Well, I tried.
It's really slick how you do that sometimes.
I did that yesterday, and you didn't catch it.
Yeah. So this, by the way, the first lead by Chittard in the ball game at 3:29 of the third quarters when they got it. In the lane, nice shot again by Ward. This young man, only a sophomore.
I got him for 13.
Well, he's got room to grow, doesn't he? Davidson missed it. Battle for the basketball. Fans on the near side getting a little upset. They wanted a foul call on Davidson on the rebound. And then another turnover. 6 in the quarter. Roseman finds Davidson. Can't get it to go. Might have been partially blocked from behind by Bradley. Lead stays at 1. By the way, 11 turnovers in the second half, or I should say second quarter into the second half, as we've got a foul call against Colin Guy, his third. They only had 3, speaking of South Ripley, in the opening period alone. Davidson is out with those 7 points. Roseman with 6. They lead Bishop Chittard along with McAllister with 7. Good look again at Blaine Ward, and he has played well here today. Ward, nice shot down the lane with the right hand on the left side.
I think I kind of fallen in love with that kid.
Yeah. And you know you have him for another 2 years. Bishop Chittard got the lead, and now they're down by 3. Offensive rebound, McAllister, putback is good, and a 30-second timeout called by Bishop Chittard. We will take another look right here at this layup. See, that's just good body control.
Sophomore.
They're getting better and younger every year.
They are. They're, and a lot of that is AAU basketball. The weight rooms in these facilities. Yeah. Did you see the weight room over here at Morristown's weight room?
Yeah.
I mean, state of the art. Weight room in my day was 2 Stokely Van Camp cans of 32-ounce cans. That was my weight room.
We should have been like me, worked out on the farm.
I'm not a country
You're not a country guy?
Oh, no, heck no. My wife is, but yeah.
She would know what hard work is.
Oh, she does.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
So after the 30-second timeout, well, you can see Chittard really very aggressive. I know they've given up the 5 fouls. Quick shot down the lane on the runner by Henry is good.
Henry's got 14.
Boy, he along with Blaine Ward playing extremely well, and both only sophomores. Drive with the left hand, McAllister no, and the rebound by Ethan Johnson. So after gaining the lead at 33-32, numbers have been tough to come by offensively for the Trojans as we're under 90 seconds. Skip pass, good ball movement out to Henry, no. Nice box out there by Stifler. Here come the Trojans. Roseman in the lane. We'll find McAllister, bucket good, and he's fouled. And we'll go to the line for 1.
The one thing I like about Roseman is he always got his head straight up, knew where his player was. Nice pass, nice play.
Second team foul is Robert Davidson will come back in. Colin Guy will sit down. Bowles is back in now for the Raiders.
They're going to go man-to-man here.
Free throw is up and good. McAllister did
well.
not start, but he has played well, yes. Back to one. That is Ward. Splits two defenders. Finds an open man. Contact, no whistle. Put back good by Henry. Well, I thought maybe they're going to call a foul there as you saw Johnson get hit inside, but they let it go. Shot missed, and Roseman able to come up with a steal. Roseman off the glass and good. 7 turnovers in this quarter now by the Raiders, but they still have this game tied at 40. Roseman contact out front, and the ball goes out of bounds. And right now, South Ripley not handling the rough play in this third quarter.
Look at this. This is just aggressive basketball. It is a little physical. I told you, though.
They're going to let him play. You know what, and you look at I know some of the fans might be upset, but I think that if I'm South Ripley,
I want to play physical.
I want to play because some point you're going to get in a game and you got to know how to handle it.
Sectional basketball is coming.
Yep.
In the state of Indiana, oh my. They're going to hold this for one shot. Who's going to get it?
Well, I'll tell you what, the hot hand so far has been McAllister. If you can break down the defense, he's hiding down there on the baseline. You can find him. Be a great look. But they're going to go instead to Semler for 3, and they got it. Semler as time runs out here in the third quarter, and Chittard will go into the fourth with a 3-point lead.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
What interesting in between the quarters, the official called the trainer on the bench, and I think they're going to look at number 11, Robert Davison. I don't know if he's got an injury, but they're looking at him right now.
There is a turnover again by South Ripley. That is number 17, 14 from the second quarter on. And now the Trojans can build in a 3-point lead.
Now, do you play, for example, baseball terminology here, do you play small ball? Do you get them out of that zone and play man-to-man? Have them play man-to-man?
I'll tell you what, if I'm Bishop Chittard, maybe I do just that right there. But at this stage, all the momentum has gone their way in the last couple of plays.
And for Chittard, you're up by 5, and you just now have to play solid defense and make sure you guard the 3-point line.
Yeah, and at this stage with the 5 team fouls, only 2 more, and you'll put South Ripley in the shooting area in the bonus. Off the glass, good by Henry.
30-second timeout by the Raiders. Henry has 18.
Yeah.
So you have Henry with 18, Ward with 15, and that's all. And then your scoring goes away. You got 5 points from Beon, and Volks has 3.
Yeah, they just haven't had much production from anybody else. But on the other side, you've got Roseman now starting to pick things up offensively. Davidson, will keep an eye on him. Now, he's already back out there in the huddle, so I'm not sure what the situation was with him. But then you talk about the play of Wade McAllister coming off the bench with 12. He has been really a big factor here for the Trojans. I told you during the break, which I thought was interesting, South Ripley's turned the ball over 17 times, and yet they're only down by 3.
And I tell you what, the hero of the day right now is the trainer of Morristown because they fixed up Davison. Davison's going to come off the bench here in a few minutes.
She worked quick, too, by the way.
She did.
I wish she could fix my aches and pains that fast.
My back hurts because I'm carrying you all day.
Man, you got that right,
Jeez.
yeah. Well, I think what you said a little bit ago about Bishop Chittard is look how they've spread the floor now. And they're going to try to find some openings in that defense. Big screen there by Stifler. Got to be real careful with that out front. Ball goes out of bounds on Voles.
Now, you got on that screen, that's a legal screen until you start moving.
Yeah.
And then you pick up the guy. Yeah, you got to be careful.
But what's the big key for that, too? When you see so many players that set that screen and the guard goes way around you, the big guys are always moving with you.
Yep.
Got to come off the shoulder. Run that defender right into that screen. Cut it close if you're going to do it. Good look here at Semler. This is Stifler.
You don't need a three-point shot here.
No.
You just need to play good offensive basketball.
And a foul.
Wow, there's the hold right there.
Yep. Looked like they got Voles. Voles will pick up his second. And here is Davidson back in.
This could be very interesting because this adds another dimension and another wing style of player.
Bishop Chittard leads it by 3. Now Roseman, pull-up jumper. He got hit. No whistle there. Roseman able to get the offensive rebound. Feeds Davidson for an easy 2.
How about the no-look pass? I got Davison for 11 unofficially.
Another player in double figures. In fact, 3 players in double figures now for Bishop Chittard. And now the lead at 5.
Chittard reminds me of an old working man. Just keeps working at it, working at it, working at it. Oh, there's a nice block. Stayed right with it.
Basket will count, I do believe, there for Henry, who's now made it to 20. Foul against Semler, his third.
Look at that. Just stayed right with it.
You know, Henry is going to be solid for the next 2 years after this year. Blaine Ward's going to be solid. 2 guys you can really build your program on at South Ripley. And they're not done yet. 17. If they survive 17-plus turnovers and win this game, they've earned it.
Yes, sir.
Good look here at Roseman. Roseman down the lane, scoop shot, no. Gets the offensive rebound, blocked from behind by, looked like that might have been Bradley. And it'll go back over now to the Raiders. Roseman got down in there, had nowhere to go. There's an air ball shot by Binion. It goes out of bounds. Had no leg under him on that shot.
Now, if you might have caught it on camera, but Roseman did a nice job of blocking out to make sure that ball was going out of bounds.
Yeah.
He's a freshman. That's a smart veteran move.
Still plenty of time on the clock in this one. Here's Semler. You know, with Davidson's length, I'd love to see him maybe down a little bit lower, working inside. But Davidson drives down the lane and scores. Says, I don't need to be down there. 13. He has 13, McAllister 12, Roseman 11. Either team wins this one, they have earned every bit of it because they will have to play the entire 32 minutes of basketball. And they're going to have to come back later. The winner of this will play at 6:30. Nice drive down the lane. Nobody got him, and then Bulls missed it. And we have I think we got a foul call, and that's going to go against Wayne McAllister, just his first.
That was away from the ball. And now, yeah, they're going to shoot the bonus. That's a good call by the official.
Here's Voles.
Again, you got to block out. Make sure you secure that basketball.
Front end of the 1-and-1, no good, and they will call that foul against Bradley. That'll be his first. You know, I don't pay too much attention to the NBA, but the last night's game with the Pacers, and the one thing that Rick Carlisle said, and I think that a lot of players need to hear this, is you got to treat that thing like gold. You just cannot give it up.
Yep.
That thing has got to be so valuable each and every possession. Roseman able to get it now to Semler. And you see the Trojans have slowed this thing down quite a bit.
Almost to a stop.
Yeah. They're going to use a lot of clock, much like what South Ripley has been doing. As you see Ethan Johnson check in, Lewis back in.
Now Johnson's the junior, big, tall kid, 33. He'll take space, and I think he can handle Davison.
Well, they both have long arms. I mean, you look at the wingspan. But I'm not sure that I'd go out and guard him way out there because that's what he'll do to you. But good defense underneath by Henry, who takes the charge. That, by the way, is only the first turnover by Bishop Chittard in the entire second half.
And only up by 4, forcing all these turnovers.
See, but that would have been an instance right there for Davidson. You come down the lane, you beat your guy up the dribble, you see the defender there, pull up and shoot that mid-range jumper. Here's a shot by Henry.
Blocked.
Henry able to get it back, and a reaching foul, and I think they may have gotten Davidson. Be really careful here. You don't want to show up the official at that stage. Second turnover by Davidson.
Second time now that Henry has been blocked and he goes back after the shot.
Yeah.
Can't coach that. That's IQ.
Free throw good. 22 now for Henry. We'll be naming the Piper Logistics player of the game, but we may not know for a little bit.
Now I got him from 22. You got him from 23?
23.
Okay, unofficially. He's got a timeout.
Timeout on the floor. Let's see if this will be a full timeout. We wait and see. We're waiting for the indication, and it will be a full timeout. 49-47 Chittard.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Sportsmanship is a fair and generous behavior or treatment of others. Be a good sport. Respect our coaches, players, and especially our officials and fans. IndianaSRN and the Indiana State Officials Association welcomes you to sportsmanship because it begins with you.
You. And you notice that you never put the broadcasters in there too. They should treat us.
They've treated us pretty well today.
Oh, so a couple fans down there looking at you like
they want my autograph.
Oh, okay. Here's Roseman. Following the timeout, Lewis on the drive. Wisely, Davidson didn't have a good look there, so he'll bring it out, guarded there by Johnson. And he drives by Johnson, lays it in. That's the concern I had a little bit ago, is the quickness of Davidson against Ethan Johnson. Lead at 4.
It's going to come down to the last second here.
Johnson back the other way. Wisely kicks it out. Here's Ward. Bucket good from 3. 18 now by Blaine Ward. Boy, he and Henry have just played extremely well here today, and it's back to a 1-point ball game. Roseman, nice pass to McAllister. Reverse layup with the left hand, good. McAllister now with 14 and another timeout. It'll be a timeout by the Trojans. Full timeout as they lead it by 3.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Back here in Morristown for the Hoosier Shooting Academy Holiday Classic. Winner of this will move on to the next round and play later on tonight at 6:30 against the winner of New Washington and South Dearborn, which will be coming up next.
That is not on the network, but I tell you what, both good ball clubs. And if you're in Morristown and you're 10 minutes away, you need to come and spend you some money and watch that game. That's going to be fun.
So with a 3-point lead, just one possession, under 2 minutes remaining. Ward has been instrumental in this game here today, as has Cole Henry. This is Voles. And a steal the other way by Davidson. 18 turnovers now by South Ripley. None bigger than that one right there. You really needed to take care of the ball. Here's Roseman. Roseman down the lane, double pump, no. Rebounded by Henry. Jump ball, possession arrow. Goes the other way. We will see Ethan Johnson come back into the lineup for Bradley. Well, you had an opportunity right there if you're the Trojans.
You took some of your height away, though, if you're South Decatur, South Ripley.
Well, they feel maybe offensively Johnson's going to be a better threat. But you got to get it in the hands of Ward and Henry. They've been the two leaders here today for South Ripley. Nice pass underneath, and you went this time Ward to Henry, who now has 25. That was a great pass. Under a minute to go. To it right now, and again, you can foul right here. It'll stop the clock. You still have, what, 2 more?
To give.
Foul was on number 32, Chance Voles.
Voles will pick up number 3.
You don't want to let him run off 10 or 15 seconds off the clock here, though.
I wouldn't think so. Roseman in the backcourt. Voles coming up and challenging him across the timeline. Of course, if I'm the Trojans now, be careful. You don't want to turn the ball over here late. Roseman down the lane, up and got it. Tough shot by Roseman.
Well, he forced that shot.
Back to 3. South Ripley basketball as they quickly push it into the half court. Here's Ward, 3-pointer on the way, no. Long rebound, and that's Voles getting the offensive board there for South Ripley. The drive by Ward, left hand, good. He has 20. And we've got a timeout on the floor, and I believe this is going to be a what?
Full timeout.
It is a full timeout. Chittard leads it by 1.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Back here at Morristown, we have our player of the game, though I'm not saying anything, but I'm a little leery. I tell you. Let's see what happens here after the timeout.
Well, you know who's going to get the ball.
And there's one of them, and there's a quick foul by Bowles.
And that took 9/10 of a second.
Bowles has 4. One more to give.
Chance Bowles, his 4th foul, the team's 6th.
So again, pressure off the inbound. Boys find that outlet. There's a McAllister fouled from behind by Henry. Now it'll be his 3rd. So now McAllister will go to the free throw line. He's 1 for 1 there today. This will be a 1 and bonus.
My. What a game. This was fun.
This was a really, really good game. Give South Ripley tons of credit. I'm sure if you had the odds makers saying that Chittard at 3-1, though they got off to a late start with the football campaign that they had, that you would have thought that South Ripley would have come in here and given them everything they wanted. But this is still not over. I mean, right here's a big free throw for McAllister.
And now timeout, 30-second timeout. Let's set the stage for you once again, 55-54, 4.9 seconds. Chittard biggest lead of the day, 5. For South Ripley was 9. And, back and forth, and we've had some outstanding games. And, you look at this tournament and how they match these teams up, you can't do any better. I mean, some of these games were a little not blowouts, well, a couple of blowouts, but these last 2 games have been a lot of fun.
Well, you go back to that Cascade-Morristown. Cascade got off to a fast start in that one, and they kind of put that one away early. But when you look at that Milan Covenant Christian game,
it was close.
It was close early. And then, of course, Covenant in that second quarter really started to put the pressure on, forced a lot of turnovers, finished with 19 turnovers in that game. Now, South Ripley, they may lose this game, but they had 18 turnovers. To stay in a game with 18 turnovers is big.
Well, only being down by 1 with 18 turnovers.
Exactly.
These are 2 big free throws.
Yeah, they could still win this thing. So McAllister, pressure's on this young man right here. He got a nice roll. You could tell it was a little bit short, but it had to clip the front of the rim and get a good bounce.
These soft rims. Now you got to guard the three-point line if he misses this one.
Yeah, and make sure you don't foul on the three-point line either. The second free throw is good. 16 by McAllister off the bench. Last opportunity right here. Here's Ward for 3. It looks good, and it was a little bit short, and that's going to do it. As Bishop Chittard surviving this one, they win at 57-54. And they advance again to the semifinals tonight, where they'll await the winner of New Washington and South Dearborn. And we need to name a player of the game, the Piper Logistics player of the game.
And let's give it to Wade McAllister, the producer, votes. Our camera guy voted, and I agree, especially the big 2 free throws to really secure the ball game.
Yeah, 16 points off the bench for McAllister, including those 2 late free throws. Robert Davidson finished with 15. Roseman finished with 13. And, of course, you can't say enough about Cole Henry. 25 points unofficially. Blaine Ward finished with 20. And that 3 was on mark, just not long enough to produce a possible tie and send this one into overtime.
Partner, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, good games today.
Now, check back in tonight at 5 o'clock and 6:30. As we'll have the 2 semifinals and then all 4 games tomorrow. We will say goodbye until 4:45, around 4:45, 4:30. But stick with us. Troy, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Good to see you again.
Jake did a nice job. Sticks, as always. And Chuck, man, he's our man.
Love Chuck.
I love him, too. The best in the business. We'll see you then. Goodbye, everybody.